Hello, Cobalt. How are you? Hope we get some good information today. I hope you like the live stream. Discord, Atomic.
Lost Medicaid or CHIP coverage? Healthcare.gov is here for you.
All right, we're going to watch the live stream today of Ashes of Creation. And I will be giving my thoughts afterwards, so we could talk about it if anybody wants to. Let's do this. Okay. All right. I will be doing these regularly as it falls on my day off in real life. As long as that continues, we will be getting updates from this game. I will be. This is the game I want to help, build all my channels. So it makes sense that I'm going to be invested in their live streams to see if it's a game that I do right as of right now. I want to be like my flagship title. So we will see. That I will be putting a lot of effort into. So I'm excited about that. Okay. are. This is it. I'm gonna shut up now, and the world is yours. We'll discuss everything afterwards.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our glorious Ashes of Fiction July development update. We hope that you've all been having a wonderful month and everyone has been keeping well and safe. We know it's been crazy for me. It's like when it rains, it pours. I don't know why. Work stuff is great. Just everything else is falling apart. My house is leaking. My cat is in the
Oh
bed. I'm
no.
having a baby. I know people have
Oh
been
my
asking about the
goodness.
baby. The baby's not born yet. It's
The baby's
still
coming. The baby's ready for some barred gameplay.
the bar. Yeah, the baby's ready for some music. That's true. Um, so we're
You
only
ever
9 weeks
gonna
away.
play SO
Well,
again? There has
they call
been a
whatever
ton
they
of
want, but
changes since
that's
V10.
where we're at. It's
That is
crazy.
so exciting. I can't believe it.
I know it's nuts.
1 second, bloodline.
Wait,
I'm a,
have you and Brian realized that it's happening yet, or you're still like, wait a minute?
oh, believe me, I know what's happening. I'm like feeling this thing kicking me every day. Um, it's kind of like exciting and then also nerve wracking because we've been planning this for like 4 years, but then it's like it's gonna happen.
I also
We're gonna be in
love.
charge of a human.
I know. I was about to say. I also love.
like we were thinking, oh, we'll try, we did not think that it was going to happen like right at that. So this is a, you know, not great timing, but we'll see.
I like that you said there's 9 weeks remaining, and then people are like, 9 weeks confirmed, Alpha 2 date.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's so good.
Let's try not to have Alpha 2 at the
Okay,
same
I'm
I
time as
all
as
set
my
the
now.
baby being
literal
born.
time. We
Yeah.
should turn the servers on as the baby is born.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Maybe
if I'm
for
gonna ever
if
play ESO again. I
Right.
play Star Wars: The Old Republic
you're
mainly,
gonna have as much
Bloodline.
of a surprise as
But
us.
I'm gonna be quiet and let everyone just sit
Ashes
here
of
and enjoy
Creation
We'll
is
this.
talk
okay,
about
but they
what's
don't have
happening
the voice
today. Obviously,
actors
you can
like
see the
SO
itinerary
does.
down below. If you're new here, we
Yeah,
always keep
well,
things
it's not
pretty
even an
focused.
alpha
So we're
yet,
going to do
so
some
let's
reminders and a little
let's
bit of
wait till after
announcement
alpha
stuff.
is over with,
And then we will have
or
our bard
beta.
archetype preview, which is
We
long.
we will go back
You're going
and
to buckle
revisit
in.
that.
It's like 2 hours long just.
Be clear though, let me just say that like we listen to feedback and the core audience here, and look, everybody's saying yes, 2 hours, hell yeah, holy smokes, oh my goodness. Like you guys in chat, the faithful followers and viewers that come to Twitch to watch this show, you have said to us that you enjoy the longer shows. The majority of you
They
have
brought
said
Some
out
that.
people like
scribing
That's
for
watching Twitch
SO.
streams, I think, like the one-on-one
absolutely,
ones. Other people are
absolutely.
like, I just want the snippets, and that's why
and
we have
and that's
social media.
fine. Exactly, that's why we have
Yeah.
social media team, that's why we have content creators. They get to take and distill down the actionable, highlights that they want to take, and that gives them something to do. But for you guys, you enjoy the long stream. So what we did yesterday, or was it yesterday or day before yesterday? Day before yesterday. God, I can't even remember what time the time now. Day before yesterday when we were playing, we just decided to play, just to play
You
the
can
game.
tell
And
that they're just playing. At one point, Steven's getting chased down by a poor
oh
goblin. He was coming
no.
for you, man.
I know they were all coming for us. Poor Brian died. We lost the tank in one of the encounters. It was like, but
Steven was
that's pretty
saying tanks
typical.
are expendable, so
They
all the tanks
are.
out there, rest in pieces.
It was a good time. We enjoyed it.
Also, you know, Steven just runs into buildings and like, oh look, there's mobs in here.
Let me
Brings them,
tell you
trains
though,
So
them
you're
let me
back
able
up.
to
tell you
make your
though,
skills just a
the
tad bit
eye
more powerful
adaptation makes it
basically if you're in
difficult to see in
Cyrodiil
the
you're dying
interior of
by one
buildings
hit
from the
kills.
outside.
Now you're making
So
excuses.
yeah, no, it's
Oh,
intended. That's
cool.
game design, right? Like if it's during the day and you
When I get a
walk
moment,
through
man,
the
I'll take a look at
door,
that.
like it's hard to see inside, and then boom, there's 1,000 mobs. What are you gonna do? Like,
It's true. It's true. You run. You run away, but maybe not into your party. Of course, after our Bard Archetype preview, which will be long, so buckle in, grab your snacks. We will have a little bit of a studio update, a
So
tiny
it
art
look like
update
this is
for
going to
no
be a
more
2 hour
dwarves and
stream,
no more
guys,
forever
of
farms.
updates,
We
and
will also be pulling some live
let's
questions
see what they
from
say.
right after the Bard Archetype preview as well. So if you do have questions while you're watching that, feel free to paste them in the chat, or if you're watching over on Discord. I know we have a Discord party, and I always watch the chat over there too, and on social. our team is watching in all the places. Our, Peter, Vacnar, and Roshan are kicking butt all the time, whilst we're live streaming, to ensure that you guys are being engaged and you're watching if there's anything that we need to be aware of to answer and address. But let's get this show on the road. First and foremost, we have our spotlight. YouTube Spotlight. So, for those of you who don't know, if you come check out our full development update and leave a comment on it, so like this video will be up next week. As long as you are a subscriber and you have it as public, you can be spotlighted. So your comment may be selected. This person is Silifris. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, so I'm sorry. They want to know, since you made multi-threading work, have you tried to delegate work to multiple servers, or is it sending the data to process across servers too expensive, or is sending the data to process across servers too expensive? You were talking about hotfixing faulty servers. Isn't having a system to detect and replace them automatically possible, like a backup server? And then the final question is it possible to have a server swap system, like having a bunch of monster servers that take authority over crowded areas that are not usually crowded? So it's like three-part. They're cheating.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is this a single question? This is a three-parter.
It's their comment.
Okay, let's break this down.
Yeah.
So the first part of this question is with regards
Yeah.
to delegating work
Yeah.
across multiple servers. So the
Mhm.
work, the brilliance of this approach from the server architecture perspective is that work is delegated to the multiple servers. Each server has its own multi-threaded replicator. So that is obviously one of the strengths of the system. The second part of the question, when talking about like hot fixing faulty servers, having a system that detects and replaces them automatically, is that possible? Backup servers, yes. So that automatically happens whenever a server crashes. A new one takes its place, and players get to relog in within a few seconds of that. This can happen, at any time, and it doesn't affect the broader realm, the broader server realm, right? We actually had this happening during our stress testing and load testing with some of our Alpha 1 testers. When was that test? It was last week
Last
or the week
Friday,
before?
yeah.
Last Friday. So
It
we
was
invited.
NDA'd though.
Right. Oh, my bad. Okay.
No,
Well, I mean, I'm allowed to talk
yeah,
about
you
that.
can talk about it.
We
That's
had
true.
we had we invited about 1,500 testers, 1,500 Alpha 1 testers roughly. And we actually, knock on wood, and congratulations, huge milestone to our networking team and our DevOps team and our ICS teams. We did not experience a single realm crash. We did experience 4 server worker crashes, which is like a section of the world. And when that server worker crashed, a new one took its place, and anyone who was on that server worker was able to relog in, and it did not affect the broader realm health. So that was a huge successful stress test. And props well done to obviously, again, the network team, the ICS teams, and DevOps team, and also our testers who helped us test there.
Yeah, and
The
they
third
figured out
part,
some of those crashes already. They've resolved them. We found a few extra ones because we've done some extended testing continually, and we're going to be doing some more testing too. So it's we're
absolutely,
definitely getting ourselves prepped and ready. So
yeah, we got another test, I think, Friday, right? This Friday.
oh,
Yeah.
Steven's
Oh,
leaking all the
whoops.
things.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Leaky today. Okay, and then the third part of the question, let's see. This says, is it possible to have a server swap system, having a bunch of monster servers that takes authority over crowded areas? Yes. So that's part of the dynamic gridding, right? Whenever a server isn't crowded, we merge servers together to save costs, obviously. And then this gives us another server that goes and joins the server pool that we can add into a specific region of the world as load gets higher.
All right. And so that is the answer to your lovely YouTube comment. Thank you for being an awesome subscriber for us. And of course, if you want to be spotlighted, just make sure that on our July development update that you are a public subscriber and that you leave a comment, and perhaps you will be chosen. Now to move into a bit of announcements of something.
Yes.
So I'm gonna kind of hand this off to Steven to tell you guys.
Absolutely. And super excited about this. We talked last month about providing an Alpha 2 date. And, the reality of it is there is a lot that goes into what Alpha 2 is going to be delivering, what Alpha 2
Anyway, you
testing
could
is
please
going to
turn up
look
the
like,
volume, please,
when
sir.
Alpha 2 testing begins, how we're going to ramp up in play time during Alpha 2. Those are all super important topics. We have a lot of information to deliver about that. We also have a roadmap that is going to be detailing how we intend to release content throughout Alpha 2, along with additional features as well.
And
However,
some ways that you guys get to engage with that process as well, which will be
How was
absolutely
that?
that presentation is going to be a longer one, and I know that we talked about
Thank
providing
you.
you dates today on this
You're
stream.
very welcome.
What I'm going to tell you is the month that Alpha 2 is going to begin in, and then we have planned 2 weeks from today, or is it 2 weeks from today? No, it's the 16th of
It is
August.
the August 16th.
So we have planned on August 16th an AMA where we are going to take all the questions that you have related to Alpha 2. We're going to host a Reddit thread with that. We're going to host it on our forums, and we're going to take live questions about
It
Alpha
won't
2.
be Reddit,
And
it
we're
will be forums, but we'll link
okay.
that to the
Sorry.
Reddit.
We're going to take
that'll go out after this live stream's over, so you'll be able to start adding your stuff there.
And I'm gonna give it to you in just a second here, but we're going to take that we're going to take that AMA, and we are going to detail and talk about the Alpha 2 roadmap, when it's going to start, what we're going to be showcasing during those during Alpha 2, and when new content and features are going to be released. What I can tell you today is that Alpha 2 will begin in the month of October. So we
They
are a
block
little
Twitch at
bit
my work, so
beyond
you
what we
are a
expected
godsend,
for quarter
LOL.
3, slightly
What
beyond.
content do you
However,
generally do
that's
on your
okay.
channel?
We have
A
got to
lot of
do
different
what's
games,
necessary
but
in
I'm
order to
mainly
make sure
gonna be
that
I'm mainly an MMO player.
the Alpha
This
2
game will be
is
the one that I will
stable,
focus the most on my
and that
channel
we are able to
when it
collect the
goes
data that
live.
we
But
want to
the
collect, that we
floor
are
is you
able to have
guys.
the
I don't
uptime that we
like
are
to talk
intending to have.
during these
October
updates.
is when Alpha 2 is going to begin,
But
so
yeah,
you
just
can
keep an eye
walk
on my channel.
from
You see the games I
today
play.
knowing that
I
October
stream
is
regularly.
going to be that time frame. And then come August 16th, we're going to have probably an hour to 2 hour long, roughly, live stream again, where we're going to answer all your questions about Alpha 2 and roll out the roadmap for Alpha 2 so that you guys have
You'll have all the information. And then
all
that
the
will also be
information.
put into an article as well. So for those of you who don't necessarily want to watch an hour or two long live stream, you'll also have an article that you can go see the kind of recap and the highlights of the most important information from that, which will have some of the roadmap information as well as answers to your questions.
And I know that I was watching, kind of in Discord and across the community, different thoughts about other games that have releases in August and in September.
Yeah.
Did we take into account that around Alpha 2? I mean, obviously we take a lot of things into account, right? When we are determining when we're going to do certain days. Those were definitely taken into account to a degree. But also at the same time, when it comes to stability, when it comes to the polish that we want the intro to Alpha 2 have, October landed around that time frame. So we're pretty confident in October, very much so, to at least give you that month. And coming up for the roadmap discussion on August 16th, when we have that AMA, we're going to go into detail around what the plans are for Alpha 2.
Yeah. So prepare yourself for that. It's going to be a lot of information you guys have been asking us about. It will set the expectations so you guys have an understanding of what to expect going into Alpha 2 and then what to expect as we continue forward, and how long the testing phase will be, because I know those have been some of the frequently asked questions we have. We know you guys have a bunch of them. We're going to try to address as many of the frequently asked questions as possible in that upfront roadmap section. And then, of course, any additional questions that we see coming down the line, we'll make sure are added to the mix.
Now, with that being said, I think we have a pretty exciting video of gameplay to show.
The preface to the Bard action.
Yes. And do we have it prepped on YouTube as well?
We do. We are going to play a preview, but I do want to bring up one more thing on the reminders front, is that we do have a dev discussion. It's still up, the one for camera perspective. So if you we'd love to know what camera perspective you prefer in terms of both of angle and distance from your camera, your character, and do different situations call for different perspectives. Kind of anything that you are interested in with camera tools too. I don't see a problem with adding some details into that. And our next one is going to be about storytelling with archetypes, which kind of fits perfectly with the segue of the Bard. So yeah, go for it, Stephen.
Very cool. Okay, so quick preface. Obviously, everything you're going to see here is a work in progress, specifically as it relates to UI along with visual effects. However, you are going to see a lighting update as well with this Bard gameplay. The lighting update is not complete yet. However, you are going to see some visual differences, particularly as it relates to exposure settings, eye adaptation, interior lighting, those types of things. In addition to that, there are still musical compositions that are outstanding for some of the Bard abilities. So some of these abilities might be placeholder audio as well, particularly the chants, I believe it's called. With that being said, we had a lot of fun. It's a 2-hour-long gameplay session. We're going to start out by showcasing each of the individual abilities, and then we're going to move into a point of interest that you guys haven't seen before called the Darigal Estates. There's a lot of story behind the Darigal Estates with regards to the Riverlands area. I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
All right. We will see you all in about 2 hours. If you have any questions or anything like that, like we said, make sure that you're just posting them in the chat, or if you're over on Discord, having fun enjoying it over there. We'll be kind of grabbing those because our lovely community managers are watching all the things. So see you on the flip side.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another day in Vera, and we have an exciting stream for you today. For the first time in Ashes of Creation history, we are going to be showing off the Bard. And it is a good, as you can see, it is a good-looking Bard right now. This armor set, what is the name of this armor set? This is the Rose Thorn armor set. Oh my god, I am in love with this. And Manny did this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so cool.
It looks so good. I mean, we have a great shot here. I am joined, as you can see, by five of our all five of you are designers. We don't have any engineers today. We don't have any artists today. We're all designers. How selfish is that of us? But I am joined by five of our glorious designers, many of whom have been on the show before. But for the first time, we have a sound dude with us, Tori. How you doing, Tori?
Doing great. And I think I would put myself in the artist category more than designer because I don't really get the numbers. I just make things go.
That is true. You're representing here the artists. That is very true. I didn't even think about that. But Tori, we're excited to have you because, of course, the Bard is a very sound-oriented class, probably the most of all of our archetypes in the game, and you have done a phenomenal job with these sounds.
Thank you.
Yeah, so excited to have you and chat about what you've been working on with Bard. We also have some of our regular combat dudes, specifically three on the archetype combat design side. Trad, Brian, Bucky, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Ready to show off the Bard.
Yes. And I also see not only the Bard, but we have a floating giant spellbook in front of us. And for the first time, we're going to be looking at the spellbook weapon as well. Brian, I know you did a lot of work on that.
Yeah, myself and other members of the team like Noah and Matt especially put a lot of work into this because it's animating by itself. It's not using the typical way that we attach weapons. So yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit.
I love it. And then we also have with us one of our glorious NPC senior designers, Doug. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to killing some monsters.
Yes, and we have some new and interesting monster types that we're going to talk a little bit about that have been implemented that is going to shake up a little bit of the encounter design, which I know you and your team have been doing a lot of work on.
Yeah, excited to show things off.
Very cool. So, first and foremost, where are we? We are in the Riverlands, of course, but we are in an area that I don't think we've ever been at before. This is where is this, Bucky? This is the Darigal Estates?
Yep, that's right. We're about to venture through the Darigal Estate. And there's used to be owned by the family of Darigal way back in the day. Now, after the return to Vera, a bunch of peasants moved in and were farming the land for a while, but now I think some more sinister forces have taken over and are reanimating the dead, and all sorts of bad stuff's going on here, so we gotta go get to the bottom of this.
Love it. And it is daytime out currently in the spring time. 3 days, 3 hours, and 35 minutes remaining until summer. I love that. That is very cool. Okay, so normally what we've done in the past when we have new archetypes is we kind of go through each of the abilities. And Bucky, I know that obviously you are the master of the Bard. This is your class design. As many of you know, Dr. Bucky has a wide repertoire of skill sets, as well as his work on the system side. He's been doing a lot of work on the combat side, and the Bard is near and dear to his heart. So Bucky, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for this Bard class before we start getting into some of the abilities.
Oh man, yeah, we had tons of different inspirations. Obviously, you know, the lineage, Arcage, Sword Singer, Blade Dancers, I believe.
Yes.
But then other MMOs as well, like some concepts from WoW and stuff we really gravitated towards. But one of the big things we wanted to do with this Bard specifically was not to focus specifically on just song or dance, but have kind of a culmination of a bunch of different of these themes all together in the same kit. So as you can see down the ability bar, you know, we got some melodies, dances, songs, all working together to build out this kit.
All right, so I'm opening up the skill tree here, and now obviously we're level 10. So for those of you guys who are tuning in for the first time, I just want to preface, as is necessary in our obligatory kind of discussion point here, everything you see is a work in progress. That includes mainly the UI elements, the effects, visual effects. But what you're going to see right now, we have a lot of these abilities already spec'd. You wouldn't normally have of today's demonstration. We are obviously going to go outside of what is typical in order to kind of give you guys insight to the class. So this skill tree, that we've done a little bit of a rework on skill tree progression. Trad, do you want to talk a little bit about what we've changed for the purposes of Alpha 2 with the skill tree and how it's set up?
Absolutely. Yeah, so for those who were accustomed to some of the structures that we had in place before, they were very rigid, right? Like there were very specific paths that were linear, and if you wanted to get to a particular skill, you would have to take a very set path to get there. And while some of that is desired, like, you know, if you don't have any of that, then you don't really have a skill tree at all. But we wanted to open it up and give a little bit more freedom of choice. So in this version of the tree, you'll notice that rather than these ongoing linear branches going in different directions, you have essentially tiers of skills. So you'll see 3 tiers: the bottom, the middle, and the top. As you invest points into each tier, eventually you'll unlock access to the next tier. So for example, to get to that second tier, you need to put 4 points into the tier below. So it gives you a bit more freedom of which skills you pick, while keeping you within that tier before it lets you go on to the next one. And usually each tier has a bit more advanced abilities. So it's also a good way of introducing you to the archetype.
Awesome, and this is obviously something that we have distributed across all of the archetypes for the purposes of Alpha 2. That's something that you and your team are going to be collecting a lot of information from players as they, you know, give us their feedback and play through kind of the skill tree progression. We'll be tuning that as that information comes in. I notice here, Bucky, that at the start of this tree there is an instrument selection. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the way we decided to do instruments is they're mainly just a cosmetic choice right now. So players can choose as their first choice as a bard what instrument they want to play all their melodies with. And so this will actually change the animations and change the sound effects of how the melodies will play.
Love it. That's super cool. And obviously this is something that we'll be expanding upon in the future, right, with different instruments that you'll have access to. But it allows, obviously, players the opportunity to kind of customize their own personal bard experience. Now,
Exactly, yeah.
after this instrument, talk to me a little bit about some of the first abilities we're going to take a look at. I see they're here on the skill bar 1 through 5.
Where do we want to start?
So we can just start with one. So these first 5 abilities are all of your melody abilities, and so they all share some common similarities. So basically, they're all large, persistent AOE buffs or debuffs. So the first one is Cheerful Melody, which applies a healing received bonus to your party and heals them over time.
Okay, so I see that here, that this lightly heals the party for 15%
magical power healing.
Magical power every 2 seconds. And if I look at my magical power, I'm at 33 magical power. And you know, in the past we haven't really talked too much about our primary attributes, their waterfall stats. Do you want to talk a little bit about magical power, how we derive that waterfall, and what contributes to it?
Sure, yeah. So your main attribute that waterfalls into magical power is going to be intellect. And so that's a large portion of intellect's giving you magical power, but it also gives you other stats such as critical power, I believe accuracy, and one other one, perhaps casting speed.
Cool.
But yeah, so each of the attributes will waterfall into a variety of these stats, but magical power is an important one for increasing the damage or healing of your abilities.
Okay, so to demonstrate this, we probably need somebody in the party to have some lower health.
Yeah.
Who
True.
should we do that to?
It's me.
You know, Brian is the tank. Brian, I can't even see you. You're literally hiding behind a shield. You're smaller than the shield. I think this book is larger than you.
That's the dwarf tank fantasy, right?
Dwarven strat right there.
Oh, no.
I nuked him.
Okay, he's nuked. Okay. So, you've lost some health, Brian. Now we are going to... Oh, by the way, I think this is the first time since Alpha 1 that we have had a Dunir in one of the live streams. So, very cool. Love it. All right, so now let me use this Cheerful Melody and see how it affects your healing. You're at 578. Oh, very cool. And talk to me about Cheerful Melody, kind of how it works.
Yeah, so this applies a buff to the whole party. So everyone's getting this little very, very light healing over time, but the biggest thing this does is it increases all the other healing you receive. So obviously this will combo great with the cleric. And it's kind of like, the clerics are still going to be our premier healers, right? But bards are more of a support role, and they'll really will power up clerics and all the other archetypes when they're in the party.
Okay, so I can click on this melody, and it says it's a 20-second cast. So basically, it's ticking throughout that time. And can I use other abilities while the melody is playing?
That's right. Yeah, that's the other big part about melodies is that they work concurrently with your other abilities. So you can be casting in the other stuff, doing weapon combos, dodge rolling, and that'll all not interrupt your melody that's active.
Very cool. And now, Tori, we don't have kind of the final versions of our composed music in for these melodies, but the intent there is to have our composer be creating these melodies to kind of live harmoniously with the ambient music of the biome as well as the other skills and abilities?
Correct. It's going to be a decently complex system, so it will take a while to get it properly implemented, but we don't want the music to interfere with your experience in a very atonal way, especially for at least those bard melody abilities. Those are going to be happening enough that you don't want them to be too annoying.
Very cool. And now, Bucky, specifically, you mentioned that this Cheerful Melody, it augments the healing received from the primary healing archetype, which of course is the cleric. And talk to me a little bit about the differences between the types of healing effects conferred through the bard archetype versus the types of healing effects conferred through the cleric.
Yeah, for sure. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, bards are definitely going to they'll be able to do some healing, but it's going to be more kind of regenerative, healing over time, lighter. The real, throughput burst healing is going to always come from clerics. But bards will be able to keep, a couple players alive, and they'll just have to, play defensively and careful, but yeah, so it's a little bit slower healing.
Cool, very cool. So obviously we're keeping that burst healing towards the cleric. Those are the people who are going to be able to actually sustain you in a pinch or through significant damage received, whereas the bard is an augment to that and empowers the cleric's ability to kind of confer those effects on the party.
Exactly.
Okay, very cool. Cheerful Melody, that's awesome. I love the effects for this. I think that was Siva that did these?
Yeah, Siva did all the effects on the bard, and he really did a great job. He was killing it.
Look phenomenal. And Nat did the icons?
Yep, Nat did the icons and all the concepts for the effects, which really, helped the whole process out. Get started on the right foot.
Very well done. Love it. Okay, let's talk about our next melody.
Yep, so this next one's called Pensive Melody, and this is just a slow mana regen over time.
Okay.
So this is kind of just if your party's low on mana, doesn't need healing, doesn't need some of the other effects, you can switch to a mana regenerations to give everybody a little bit of sustain for longer, fights and stuff like that.
Now, we've seen one other mana recovery ability in the past, I believe, and that was on the Cleric. And that was conferred mana restoration through your weapon attack.
Yep, I've got it spec'd right now, and I'll be using that as well. So those two things in conjunction will be really nice for the lucky target that gets it. The biggest difference, obviously, is that is a single target ability that you can only maintain on one target at a time. So it's more potent, but again, kind of reinforcing the theme of the healing. The strength of the Bard is party-wide benefits. Not to say the Cleric won't have some party-wide stuff too, but that's really where the Bard shines, is in an eight-man party.
Very cool. So, Doug, as you're kind of authoring the encounter designs for, obviously party compositions, you guys are taking into account the restorative ability of a particular archetype design or party comp around these mana abilities, right? Because you want to tax those parties significantly in between different polls, and taking into account what restorative mana there is available to a party design is calculated in the NPCs, correct?
Yeah, and you're going to see that a little bit today. I think we're going to start without Trad here dealing as the Cleric, so we're going to go in with a tank and only a Bard, and have that sustained support heal us, and then we're going to have a Cleric join us later and fight stronger enemies, and that's really going to be the determining factor. Is if you're a small group, you might be able to get away with a Bard as your only support / healing if you have a tank, but then maybe if you don't have a tank, you'll want to bring a Cleric. So
Very
composition, cool. Strength of enemies, these are all things that matter.
Now I notice that when activating these melodies, that the radius seems to be pretty significant. I'm assuming that on the visual effects side, that this ring, as it expands and kind of ends out there, that's the distance that I need to maintain as a Bard within, or rather my party needs to maintain within proximity of myself. That's pretty generous.
Yeah, the idea was we wanted to have just something baseline for Bards that they can, as long as they upkeep this ability, it provides just kind of like a default, bonus to your party depending on which one you choose. Whereas the other abilities are more mana intensive, cooldown intensive, to differentiate them a bit.
Cool.
I can also speak a little more to the general paradigm between party and AoE abilities. Usually with things that are party based, we're a bit more lenient on the radius, just because it is already limited on one axis to members only within your party. But then we'll also have abilities that target an area, and it'll hit any number of people or whatever, regardless of whether they're in your party or not, but they're more proximity throttled.
Very cool. Now talk to me about Epic Melody.
This one is a movement speed boost to your whole group. So if you need to run away or get someplace quick, or do you just want to grind through a POI really fast, then you can switch to this one. It'll have some great uses in PvP as well.
Oh, okay. I see he gets a little bit more down and dirty in this one. The animations look great.
Yeah. So we kind of have different styles of animations for each of the instruments, depending on if the song's a kind of a more calm song or an intense song. But yeah, this is a nice speed boost for the whole team. You guys got to get someplace.
Very cool. That's awesome. Of course, no Bard would be complete without some type of movement modifier.
Exactly right.
I love it. Okay, talk to me about Cathartic Melody.
This one will give everyone in your party a chance to heal themselves. So it's kind of like a leech song. So it's kind of an alternative way to apply some healing support. But obviously it only will work with the group that has a lot of people doing a lot of damage. So if you're in kind of like the healer group or the tank group, maybe it wouldn't be as good to use that one. But if you're in a group full of, all DPS, it might be more effective way to provide some bonus healing.
Now I see this says that your attacks have a 25% chance to heal yourself for 50% of the damage done. Is that 50% of damage done on a per ability basis, or just for your weapons attack, or all the above?
Right now it's all of the above, but we can keep iterating on this. But it feels in practice, it feels like it gives a little bit of support, but obviously you wouldn't be able to just completely replace the need for a cleric with this. So but obviously all the exact numbers are we're still iterating on it as we get closer to Alpha 2.
Yeah, one extra thing to add to this, I like the strategic or tactical choice that you're kind of constantly making between cathartic and the other healing one, cheerful, just because you want to keep cheerful going maybe when you're running between encounters or packs, and there's not a lot of like activity going on, and then when you see like a bunch of like burst combat or something happening, you probably want to switch over to that, so you're almost like kind of bouncing between them while healing instead of just passively having one going on all the time. Well, and then also there's a little bit of weaving opportunity that I think we'll get into in a little bit later too.
Absolutely. I mean, how often in raids or in hunting grounds that you will want to burn through mana, right? I mean, during that time you may want to have your cathartic melody active while your DPSs are burning through their mana, versus when you're in a lull pull or something a bit more sustainable, keeping that 20% healing received and the regen up. That makes a lot of sense. So effectively, at this 25% chance to heal for 50% of the damage done, that's almost like a, on average, probably around 12-13% consistent lifesteal.
Exactly. Yeah. So it kind of really depends on the situation, right? Like you guys were saying. So, but
cool.
It's nice to have the options.
Absolutely. All right, talk to me about Menacing Melody.
Okay, so this one is the one different one. This only affects enemies, so it applies a debuff to all nearby enemies that'll make them take increased damage. So you can see over there that my Celette in the background has this Menacing Melody debuff. Yeah, see, so it'll make them be taking more damage.
I like the synergy between that and cathartic as well.
Yeah, those are two great ones to weave together.
Okay, so this basically you forego benefit to the party directly and instead apply that 10% debuff to enemies within the radius. And again, that's a pretty significant radius.
Yeah, I think we were planning on making that target limited to the rest of the melodies are. But that's something we're gonna add probably, like 8 nearest targets or something like that, right?
Okay.
So it's not,
So some type of diminishing return on that effect.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so those are the 5 melodies. Let me open this back up again, just so I can take a look.
If we wanted now, we could just talk about the 2 melody passive specialization options, because we were kind of mentioning that like the weaving style versus like the charge up style.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the up at the top in the middle, the plus sign. That's where you can choose. Yeah, so this is a passive that unlocks level 10. So there's the 2 options here. So one of them is called Crescendo, which is your melodies just power up slowly over time over the course of that 20-second cast. And then the second option is called Counterpoint, where every 20 seconds you can switch between melodies, and the last melody its effects will still be active. So you can kind of weave 2 melodies at once, which opens up a lot of cool potential.
Very cool. Yeah. Now that is that is something that I think is even expandable upon as we continue beyond Alpha 2 above level 25. You may add additional melody concurrency. Is that what you're thinking?
Exactly. Yeah, we might even just make this counterpoint thing just something that you get for sure. Like weaving, we want all bards to do, because that's a really fun gameplay. A lot of bard players gravitate towards, and it really does make it fun with the melodies. When you can combine 2 of 5, that's a lot of different options, right?
Right. So this is kind of a broader spectrum choice versus a higher vertical effect. And so you said this increase in power over the course of 20 seconds. This is something that scales on a step, essentially over that 20 seconds, or rather linear.
It's linear right now, okay. But we were talking about experimenting with making it stepped, like every 5 seconds or something. It chunks up a little bit, but that's kind of the option for people who don't maybe want to have to deal with weaving back and forth and want to just kind of stick to a song and get rewarded for staying in one song for longer, one melody for longer.
Cool. Are these also melody centric, the other 2?
The other 2, so those are for the other groups of abilities. There's Dance Mastery Specialization and Song Mastery Specialization. But if you wanted to demo, we could demo the Counterpoint one really quick.
Just let's take a look.
Like the weaving Counterpoint.
All right.
If you confirm that, and now Yep. So now if you do, for example, if you do the cheerful melody, you'll see the buff we're all getting is going to start lasting longer and longer on our party frames.
Mm-hmm.
So once we get to 20 seconds, it'll be applied at 20 seconds. So that means the next 20 seconds we can switch to a different melody, and then this one will kind of be going the whole time. So we'll be effectively having two stacked up at the same time. That's kind of what this stinger right here, that's showing you, okay, your melody's at 20 seconds full charge. Now you could switch to, cathartic or pensive.
Oh, wow.
So, yep. So we have both the melody buffs are active right now. As you can see, cheerful's starting to wear off. So after 20 seconds in cathartic, cheerful's going to fall off, and then we'll have to weave back to that one or move to a different one. So that's a lot of different options.
So you're upkeeping. So as I see now, cheerful has fallen off. I can add the cheerful back.
Yep. So you kind of weave back and forth between two you want to use, or alternate to whatever the party's needing in the current time. So a lot of different ways to play it.
That's pretty cool. I like that gameplay. So that's essentially, as the bard, you are very cognizant of kind of the situation that the party is in, and you have all of these different types of effects that you can confer. You're essentially, monitoring what the party needs at any given time and able to swap in between these without letting the last utilized melody go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's what I do with that one.
Yeah,
That's
buff
awesome.
weaving is a classic, I feel like, in a lot of even older MMOs.
Yes.
Some people love it, some people hate it. That's kind of why we have it as a spec option, so you can choose whether that's your style of gameplay or not. But we think it's cool, and I think we've taken it to another level that, in some games in the past, at least I know, weaving has been kind of janky or clunky or even unintended, but I think we're leaning into it, and I think it's a better version.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. Okay, what do we got next, Bucky?
So next on your bar is a different ability. This is a mobility ability called Flourish.
Oh, whoops. Oh no.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I must have the auto attack
Wow, the book
enabled.
open
Do you
looks
want that
amazing.
enabled,
That
Bucky?
is incredible.
No, you can turn it off if you want.
Okay, well, let me open up my game options and go to combat.
There it is, the third checkbox.
And I will uncheck my auto attack. I apologize, everybody.
Your auto attack privileges are revoked.
Yes, you saw a preview of the spellbook.
I'm watching that guy slowly get closer to us.
Little by little,
I
did
didn't
he know.
expect us to attack him.
Curious mushroom.
Now that would have been a good opportunity for me to use Flourish, actually, to get out of dodge, right?
Yep, you could have done that, yeah. But that's number 6. So this is just like a mobility ability. So similar to Blink in some ways. However, this has the added bonus that you can use it during any other ability. So kind of like with your melodies, you can cast them while you're doing other abilities. This Flourish you can cast during other abilities.
Use it while you're turning, Steven.
Yeah, and it lets you steer a little bit too.
Like move your
kind of-
character as it's
Wait, what?
With
move your character
right
while
mouse
you're
button.
dashing.
While
Like
I'm
spin.
dashing.
Yeah, spin.
Oh, that's cool.
I love this one.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that mobility. How cool is that? I also love the effects for this.
Yeah, it looks pretty exciting. But so it's a great ability. Like, especially as you see later, the next group of abilities we're getting into are the dance abilities, and this move combos really well with those because it lets you get into position to do the dances. It also lets you, get out of dodge, like you were saying, or you can also use it to slide through enemies too. It turns off your collision so you can not get blocked or trapped in different ways.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, obviously, guys, as I said before, I do have my cooldowns turned off for the purposes of demonstration here, but the cooldown here would normally be...
I think it's like a 15-second cooldown with 2 charges or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool. So it has a
Yeah.
couple of charges that you can use.
Yeah, so you can save it up and use it.
Okay, so you're talking a little bit about these dance abilities, and I am absolutely in love with the icons here.
Yeah, they're great.
They're pretty great.
So this next category of abilities are dances, and so they're all kind of, in contrast to the large radius melodies, these are all a lot shorter range abilities, but with pretty powerful effects. So this first one's called Shielding Dance, which heals everybody for a little bit over time. It also applies a heavy temp health shield. So this is a great one to use when people are about to die and the cleric needs some more time to heal. You can give everyone a shield.
Okay, so this applies a shield to everyone around me?
Yep.
Heal yourself and nearby allies for 50% of your magical power every second, and apply up to 1 instance of the shield to each target.
If you hold shift, you can see the tooltip for shield, which is, just some temp health.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. 400% of your healing power.
Mm-hmm.
For 15 seconds. Wow. Okay, and my healing power we saw was like 40 or something.
Yeah. So it's a decent little chunk of health, or temp health, that is. But the downside of this one is that it's only a 5-meter range, so it's basically melee range. So that's why you really need Flourish to, There we go.
Oh my god!
So
Tori, I love the sound of that. Holy smokes!
Thanks so much.
That is so good.
Absolutely one of my favorites from the whole set.
Oh, I love this. So now I can move while I'm using this as well.
Yep, you can move while you're doing it, and you can also knee slide while you're doing it. So with the longer cast duration, you might hit some close by people with it initially, then you want to knee slide to another group of people to get it with the end. So it kind of, since it has a decent duration, you have some time to apply the buff to as much as people as possible is kind of the idea with that one.
I just want to comment on the shield application as well. Like how it materializes is just awesome.
That is so good. Siva did such a great job with this. Holy smokes, I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And then the little lights above you, little sigil notes.
Hold on, let me put myself in walk mode just so I can see myself slow move on the dancing here. Hold on.
Yeah, that's it.
Roleplay.
Yeah. And Alex McPee did all the animations for this one. I think.
That
We got
is
the RP bard.
so great. I literally would just use that single ability the entire time. That's all I want to do with this. So hold on, let me give the cheerful melody while doing this. Oh, that's so great. Love that. That is super cool.
Yeah, it's a cool one. It's a great one. Next one, Nimble Dance.
Let's see. Grants nimble and pep to yourself and nearby allies every second. What is pep?
If you hold shift, it'll tell you what those effects are. So Nimble is just a pretty high base evasion buff. So just another form, of mitigation damage reduction. Hopefully people will dodge, right? And then Pep's short movement speed boost, which a couple of the different abilities around the Bard kit are giving. Kind of shared.
So if I have both the epic melody as well as nimble dance playing, those stack?
Yep, right now they stack, yeah, so it'll be an additive bonus of 40% movement speed, so yeah, you can get going pretty quick.
Oh my god. Put that up, and then this is me running. Actually, we should all run together. Let's run together when we do this. Let's start at this tree, and then we'll run the other way. Okay. Alright, ready? Hold on, let me turn this off first. We'll see. We're gonna run to that bigger tree there in the distance.
Okay.
It's gonna take about 10 seconds to drop.
Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my goodness! That is so good.
That's a great combo if you're trying to run away from like a PvP engagement or, getting out of a counter gone bad.
Oh, whoops. Who do we run into over here?
Mushroom respawn.
Oh.
Same I slept from earlier.
Okay. Let me do this one again. I love those animations. That kick is so cool.
Yeah, it's really great. These animations actually started out mocapped, and then mocapped by Matt, and then Alex did a great cleanup job and added some spins and stuff. So it turned out pretty cool.
Let me just get this. Wow, that looks so great. Alex did a great job with these.
Yeah, he did a good job. It looks really cool. It looks really cool in running too. Like the jump kind of just seamlessly works with the split body.
The effects are great. Well done. So good.
You'll notice this one also has a lot of percussion as the main focus. All the dances are going to be, at least from the audio side, I wanted that to convey the feeling of motion and just the hits of each of the dance moves.
Oh, it sounds so great. You know what? Actually, let me try something. Hold on, real quick. I want to check to see if I can turn on the music real quick. Hold on. Where is my
System.
audio?
Yep, audio.
Oh.
Okay. All right. And then let's see how it blends in with the audio. Oh, that sounds so good.
Awesome.
That sounds awesome. Max mana. Let me give myself some more mana. Yeah, it does sound really good, Tori, with the audio. That's great.
Yeah, I specifically, a lot of the Bard abilities, because they have so much musicality to them, we have to make sure that they stay ambient enough that they don't mess with the overall feel of the music while also matching up in, tonality and key for the musical ones. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think we're doing a pretty good job of combining it so it feels in-world and in place.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, after Nimble, what do we got? Mesmerizing dance.
Yep. This next one is a offensive CC type spell. So it's a little bit shorter cast than the rest, but it basically applies an incapacitate to all nearby targets.
Okay.
So we have to have some enemies.
I can
We could
try.
probably-
Dredicare, do you want to drop party maybe?
Sure. Yeah, it'd be good to have that for some of these offensive abilities coming up.
All right, you're gonna have to flag on me first. All right, now let me put you to sleep. Go to sleep. Oh wait, I have to flag.
Oh, are you
I have to
flagging?
flag? I have to flag.
Go to sleep. Oh.
Wait a minute. What's my flag? What did we change the
not
hotkey
tired.
to? I can't remember.
Is it
Control
Alt
F?
still?
Is it
No, Control
Alt F?
F's.
Alt F, yeah.
Alt
All right,
F.
there we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right, here we go. And go to sleep. Ooh, nice. That's awesome. That's a quick cast too.
Yeah, that one's a bit quicker because it just has just a sudden effect and it's not as much of about the duration. But yeah, nice to be able to knee slide in, flourish in, and get a stun off, flourish out.
Oh, I put him to sleep again. He's incapacitated. Oh, and now he has immunity.
That's a nice segue.
What is this diminishing returns?
Yep.
Talk to us about this, Trad.
For a little while, our game was a bit unbalanced when it came to crowd control, so I figured it was time for a diminishing return system to be put in place. I won't go into like super detail about it, but the basic idea is we have created different like categories of CC. So you've got hard CC, you've got movement CC, you got activation CC like silence and disarm, and each of those categories will tick up as the duration ticks. And once you've hit a max amount of duration of that CC category, it'll kick in a temporary immunity period. So we'll probably iterate on this more just as we do with everything else, but we wanted something in place just so that people can't like perma lock you down, because nobody likes that.
And just to give some clarity, obviously, to the audience, you have bucketized essentially the different types of control effects so that they don't all share the same diminishing return values, but rather each of these effects share with some other effect types, and they will communally grant some DR based on the effect type.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, the movement ones are snare, chill, root, and freeze. The hard ones are the one you're seeing here, incapacitate, which is breakable on damage, but there's also tier 2 versions of that, which is trip and stun, which do not break on damage. And then you have your activation CCs, which are silence and disarm, and potentially more in the future, but that's what we got right now.
Very nice. That is awesome. I know that from a user experience standpoint, obviously, we were getting a lot of feedback from the tests that, hey, when is the system going to be in place? It's really feeling crappy in PvP and in the encounters to just consistently get tripped or snared or, whatever. And now you guys have implemented this, so well done. Very nice. That's definitely going to help.
I remember being rooted for like 30 seconds during that Node War live stream. Like,
Yeah,
I'll get
I
out of here
think
one day.
my primary motivation was playing as a fighter in PvP and getting perma-rooted. I'm like, nope, we're changing this right now.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. Okay, so mesmerizing dance, that's super useful, and that's obviously a short radius AoE effect with a 5-meter range there, but pretty significant considering that it's an instant cast. That's a pretty strong ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What do we got next? Maddening Dance.
So this one's just more of a general AoE damage ability that scales up if there's less targets. So there's a lot of targets, it'll do 40% magical power, but if there's just a few, it'll do more. And it also has some interaction with a status that the bard can apply, which is Demoralize, and it'll promote that to Humiliated, which decreases damage done.
Okay, so this is cool. This is kind of like, a decision to make here, obviously. If you're using it as a solo player, solo bard, you're going to have a greater damage efficacy against single targets or something, but if you're like pulling large, groups of mobs, it's going to automatically deprecate some of that damage.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, cool. Let's test this on Dredicare again. Okay.
Wow. He's gone mad.
He's gone. So we're doing about 17 damage a tick there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty significant. Very
Yeah,
cool.
just lets the bard get in there and get some AoE in as well.
I also
Obviously-
love the screen effects that are applied there. There's some like screen distortion effects a little bit.
Yeah, I think the internal of the effect has some distorts going on, something like that. I don't know, it looks pretty cursed in a good way.
I like how discontorted the body is.
Yeah, exactly. Going for some sort of like weird eldritch thing, right?
I love it. We should get some weird tentacles flying out of him.
That'd be cool.
That's super cool. Okay, cool. That's those are our dances. Are those all the dances?
Yep, those are all the dances right now.
Nice.
Yeah, there's also a dance mastery passive as well, but it's still getting some iterations, so we can show that one off later.
Okay.
Like we said, we're not, this isn't the entire kit. There's a couple abilities in here we're not going to be showing off today, but for the most part, we got most of it here.
Cool. All right. What do we got next?
Next up is a knockback ability. It's called Get Off the Stage.
Get off.
So you see next on your bar after the dances.
Oh,
Yeah.
there
So
we
this
go.
is just like a short range melee knockback, which applies snared and also has some interaction with staggered. It'll disarm your targets if they're staggered. So.
Okay, so knock back enemies in front of you with your instrument, dealing 175% of your magical damage as... Oh, is that physical damage? Physical damage.
Yeah, it does 100% of your magical damage as bludgeon damage. So
Oh, okay, got it.
kind of, yeah.
And applies 3 stacks of snared that taper off over the course of 6 seconds. Also applies disarm to the target with staggered. That's a nice combo for the
Yeah.
tank and the fighter.
Exactly, yeah. So if melee's up on you and you're able to stagger them, you can just knock them back with Get Off the Stage, snare them, and then they will get disarmed as well if you have them staggered.
All right.
So
Trad, let's use this on you. You want to flag on me?
I think you guys are still
I
flagged.
think I'm flagged, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice. That was cool. What did I use there? Was that like a fiddle?
See, I'm pretty snared.
It was your flute.
my
I
flute,
think it
that's
just sounded
right,
like
I
a
chose a
little whistle. Yeah.
Obviously, we'll probably crank up the knock a little bit. Like, it's pretty small right now, but we're still
yeah,
working on some of that stuff.
I would
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
crank that thing up. I'd put that like... Well, what is that set to? Like a meter?
Yeah, I think it's not set too high, but yeah, like tried saying, we're still
Yeah,
our knockbacks.
yeah. Impulse is kind of what that's called for pushes and pulls. Please don't kill me.
Oh.
Wow, you're corrupted now.
Oh, no!
Oh no!
You jerk.
Please don't kill me, Steven.
How'd you die?
I'm not helping you guys
Aren't you a
anymore.
healer? Can't you heal thyself?
He's dead. Look what you've done.
Oh, now I'm not even red. This is your character, Bucky.
Oh man.
Whoops, my bad. Oh no.
As I was saying. So pushes and pulls we refer to as impulse tech, and they use a special kind of stuff that we're still kind of working on that will make them a little more reliable, but yeah, there will be some changes to this kind of stuff, like knockbacks.
I would set. I mean, I would push them back by at least like 4 or 5 meters.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's cool. That looks great.
You can also show disarm if you have a stagger source.
Oh yeah, somebody stagger.
We could maybe come back to these once we get to the abilities that apply those things.
Yeah. Oh, good call.
Like this next one applies Humiliated too, so we could check it out with Maddening Dance.
All right, which one is that? Quick
So
Wit?
this next one's Quick Wit. This is actually your starting ability as a bard.
Ooh.
So it's a dual function ability that changes depending on whether your target's allied or enemy. So the default, if you're targeting a friend, is you'll give them well, Trad's not a friend, but if you target like me on your guy, it'll give me
You mean target me?
Yeah, target me.
Target
Other
me.
me.
Other me. Oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, Bucky and I are going to be switching. Obviously, Bucker. That's like a mix.
Bucker. Buckaroo.
Buckaroo. Bucky, being the master of the bard, is going to be playing the bard today when we move into the Duragal estates. Okay, so I'm targeting me.
Yep. So if you use it on me, it's going to apply some direct healing and apply this buff called Glee, which is a heal over time that lasts for a while.
Oh, let's see that. Glee. You are amused by the wit of a bard. Heals for 60% every 2 seconds, lasting 15 seconds and can be extended up to 30. Okay, interesting. And then it says ridicule target. So for an enemy, it's going to damage them and apply demoralized, which is a multiplier reduced by 10%. Damage multiplier reduced by 10% for 8 seconds. Duration can be extended for up to 20 seconds by subsequent applications. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a dual function ability. We've seen this before with like the cleric having judgment and some different abilities here and there. So it kind of swaps depending on the context.
Oh.
Yeah, Glee is just like kind of a very light healing. Like if you compare it to the clerics, for example, the clerics heal over time heals a lot more, but this one's kind of just some more nice light healing potential for the bard. And
Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. And then now we should try the other effect.
yes, and as you can see, the icon changed. You can guess what it's going to be.
Oh, that's cool. So as I target friendlies, you can see your friendly icon. Okay, so we got some UI support finally coming in here. And then we also have now a tomato, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about the concept for the tomato.
Oh man, this is something Natalie was just instantly like, oh, we got to do a tomato toss somewhere in this kit. You know, it was so good. Especially when we were talking about what the effect would be called. Like, you know, what else would demoralize you by getting some tomatoes thrown in your face?
I want to see like a trip status interaction, so you just like fall on your butt when you get hit by this.
Yeah. So this, the status, the one that interacts with the knockback on the get off the stage is actually from a different ability. But this would, you can be promoted this through Maddening Dance. So if you use Maddening Dance after you throw a tomato at them, it'll promote their Demoralize to a Humiliate.
Which
That was the one.
one? Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
see, I
one.
see, I see. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. So damage dealt reduced by 30% towards targets other than the applier of this effect. So that means as the demoralized target, if it doesn't focus their abilities or effects on me, that it's reducing outgoing damage by 30%.
That's right, yeah. So this is a shared status. We're also using some spots in the tank kit as well. Trying to experiment with making ways for, you know, no more classical abilities like taunt and stuff to still have a use in PvP, right? Where, you know, players don't have threat. Taunt wouldn't do anything to players under normal circumstances, but if, you know, we have these status interactions, then it'll still have a great use in PvP as well.
That's cool. I'm liking these interactions. That's very cool.
Yeah, and the exact interactions where things are like might change here and there. You know, like we're still working on the fear status as well, and I think that could have a really good place on the Maddening Dance because it more thematically fits as well. But for now, we got this, and it's a pretty good combo.
That's super cool. And by the way, guys, as you're kind of watching this demonstration, obviously you're going to see some bugs here or there. One of the bugs that we have currently that we're currently working on is some of our nameplates and targeting plates respecting hit point updates. That's something that we're actively working on right now. Okay, so Quick Wit, super cool, love it. What's next?
Next up is on the next bar. So this next group of abilities are called the Songs. And so these are all single target abilities that are also channeled, but have a variety of effects as well. So this first one here is called Lovely Serenade, and that's kind of just like a heal over time that also applies Glee.
Let me damage you a little bit.
Yeah, we can nuke. Or actually, if you want to heal a friendly, we could use somebody else. Maybe you could heal Brian. Or I'll nuke Brian a little bit so you can heal him up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, how cool is that? Let me
really like
let me add this, and then do it. We're doing it. We're
Yes,
healing
yeah,
Brian.
that's a great combo, of course. You know, increase healing received.
Yeah.
Your target.
Very cool. I like the duality between the archetype designs, right? Obviously, the cleric being the bread and butter of the healing, but having this augmented, bard role to kind of secondary regen / heal effects, and also empowering the cleric, I think is a very healthy complement in the party comp.
Yeah, we want to give bards a lot of ways to, obviously as our premier support archetype, we want to give them a lot of ways to support all the other archetypes. So they can spec more for a healing support way or a damage support way, or, maybe going more for a CC oriented play style. So there's a lot of different options on how you can bring value to the team.
Love it. Okay, I think the next one is probably one of my favorite visual effects designs.
Yeah, this one turned out great. This is a single target attack speed / cast speed bonus, so you can really speed up someone's power with this one.
All right.
Oh yeah, so you can give it to. Yeah, that's good.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty significant. So that's giving you 25% faster casting speed and attack speed?
Yeah.
And it lasts for 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty significant.
Most of the songs have a bit of a longer cooldown. I think they're about at 30-second range. But yeah, it's a pretty strong DPS bonus to your target.
Love it. Here, Dread, you can have some too.
I don't know if, I think since you're flied against him, you're not going to be able to use friendly abilities on him.
My bad, Trad.
I got myself covered. I'm a cleric.
I'm a cleric. I love that. And the sound there is awesome too. I'm loving the it almost reminds me of one of my grandparents' clocks.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah,
a lot of
mechanical noises. Yeah, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, incorporated a lot of classic clock sounds, so they're pretty sweet. You'll also notice that all of these songs have some harp backing them, and we put that in there to simulate almost like singing, because they're songs. The idea is your character would be singing, but we don't actually want singing because that would be a chaotic mess. So you'll hear each of those harp sounds, which convey the melody of the actual song that you would be singing.
Love it.
Yeah, I think it turned out great.
That's super cool. Siva did such a great job with these effects.
Yeah, he killed it.
Okay. After the anthem, what do we got next?
Alacrity. Next up, so these are two offensive single target songs, so you can use it on Trad.
Poor Trad.
So this next one is called the Chilling Lament, and this is just ticking ice damage, and also stacks up chilled on the target, and has interaction. If they're already frozen, it'll just deal bonus damage instead.
Okay.
So you can kind of, with the mage, you can kind of combo some of the stuff with the mage, right?
All right. Ooh.
That's chilling.
That's pretty cool. The chilled effect looks great too. The status condition.
Yeah, that one looks good. They're still iterating a lot of status conditions, but the ones they did for the mage so far are looking really good.
Yeah, that's
What
awesome.
instrument is that?
That is a harp.
Really? Okay. I like it.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it had a nice haunting tonality to it, which works really well, especially with these attacking abilities.
Very cool. Love that. All right, what do we got now? Oh, I think this is another one of my favorite visual effects as well.
Yeah, so this one's called the Dark Lullaby, and this will deal spirit damage, which is kind of a new damage type we were adding, especially once we get to the Summoner too. It might do more spirit damage type stuff. but this is a scaling damage, so it scales up in power, and it also notably won't wake up incapacitated targets. So normally incapacitated targets will break out upon damage, but this one will not wake them up. And if the final hit hits them while they're still incapacitated, they become stunned. So it's kind of like a punisher for things that are already sleeping, and you like, you know, give them even worse dreams, right?
That means this combos well with Mesmerize.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, hit me with that first.
Hit me with your best. Okay.
Sleep.
Got it. And now. Ooh.
So now I got the stun off, so now
Normally that would have broken the effect, but because that specific ability has that interaction.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Some free damage.
Of death.
But now I'm immune.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. I love how the way the stars are going around the sky.
That's
Little
super
local.
cool. Super, super cool. Okay. Now we have Discordance.
Now we're moving on. We have a couple more kind of mid-range abilities. We're out of the clock now, but this is just a single target ability that shoots some discordant notes to your target that kind of bounce around and apply staggered.
Lordy,
Yeah.
thank you
So
so
if there was
much
more
for the
enemies, these would
follow.
actually
I
bounce
appreciate
between them
that.
and
Thank
apply
you.
staggered to all of them.
Hope you're enjoying the stream. A lot of good
Yeah, it's kind of just an
information
extra
coming
little
through
damage ability just to give the bard some more damaging spells. And obviously the staggered interactions we saw was with the get off the stage ability, had an extra disarm if they're staggered, so it would combo well with that and any other things. That was one of the things we were trying to... I love the little note sounds.
They're so good.
I had a lot of fun with this one.
They're
kind of
very
randomized too, right?
responsive.
Yeah, so there's an entire octave that it's choosing between, so there's all 12 notes in there. It's really chaotic when, especially if you have like 3 or more enemies around you, and all the notes are bouncing in between them. It becomes a full discordant mess, living up to its name.
Yeah,
We'll see
I'll
soon
make sure to
enough.
demo that when we get into this POI.
That's pretty awesome. I do love those notes. It sounds really good. I like the the staggered impact. Also, it feels very responsive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one will combo with the get off the stage. So if they're staggered when you hit them with get off the stage, they'll get disarmed. The last building on the last row, one back in the last row, the weapon hit one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that has interaction with staggered. They'll get disarmed. So that's a good combo to discordance them, then hit them over the head.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay.
So now I'm trying to attack you, but I can't. But as soon as it wears off, you'll see I can start attacking
Oh,
again.
very cool. Very
But
cool.
kind of adds to the anti like melee on you, right? You can disarm them and knock them back and snare them a little bit.
Yeah.
Run away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, eventually a little extra polish touch we want to make eventually is it actually makes the weapon kind of go away from your hand, but at the moment it's just mechanical.
All right, cool. That is Discordance. Next up, Gambit.
So this one is an interesting one. I'm going to nuke Brian. You have a target to use it on. The way this ability works is you will swap health with the target.
Ooh.
So since Brian is low health, you'll be giving him some of your health to try to heal him back up. And you can use it vice versa. And you can only use it on party members. So it's a very risky ability because it'll put somebody at low health, but it can sometimes mean difference between life and death. If your tank's really low, you can Gambit, give some of your health to him, and save his life. It also applies a healing receive bonus to the target that lost life. So kind of, if you lose a bunch of life, you can gain some back. As you can see, it took a lot of your total percent HP to give it. Brian has more health than you, so you're not actually not gaining health in the process. So it's kind of like, so you kind of very punishing for you, but it helps Brian a little bit, or decently.
Wow, that is a very strong ability.
This one has a longer cooldown. I think it's a minute or something like that. You can't use it super often.
That's a bold move right there, lol.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Yes, it
Its
is.
strength is part of why we gave it such a bright visual
It
effect,
could be used
because
as a troll.
if a bard uses this, you know the
You don't
bard's
like
low
somebody
on
in the group
health,
and
so
you just like
which targets
swap
blow
your
them
health
up.
with him when you low.
Yeah, I was gonna
That,
say.
or
They
you
would
know their
die.
target's low on
That's
health.
hilarious.
Yep.
Right,
But I
depending
like
on the
it,
type
though.
of bard there.
Yeah,
Gambit.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we know what cards are
Talk
trolls,
about
so.
a troll ability.
Yeah, well, it's party locked at least, so if your
Oh,
bard keeps
some
murdering
bards
you,
are going to be known as the Gambit bards.
they're like the risky plays, you know?
I love the effect there. That's super cool.
Yeah, those cards looked great.
That's awesome. That looks very cool. Very nice. Okay, what do we got next?
All right, so we're on to the last couple abilities here. So these next two abilities are what we're calling stories. And so these are simple party-wide buffs that go out that last for 30 seconds. And they provide you with a theme that you can use to cast a more powerful ability called a saga. So if you use, let's see, your cooldowns are off, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the first one there is conflict. So this will give everyone
Amen.
just a physical power bonus multiplier
Leon, welcome to the stream, man.
to your whole party for 30
How you
seconds.
doing today?
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yep.
And so that's a short-term buff that lasts 30 seconds.
Yep. And it also, you got a note of tragedy, I think, up in the top left on your character. Yeah, so tragedy. So this gives you a little boost, and also you can spend 3 of these themes to cast this powerful ability called a saga that has different effects depending on which themes you have.
Okay.
So once you get to 3, you can use a combination of conflict or chaos. Chaos does magical crit, and these abilities normally have a 30-second cooldown, so you can only have one story active for now at a time.
I
you're getting-
see. Okay, so I can apply this every 30 seconds, and
Yep.
it keeps a record on myself of the last used
Story. Yeah.
And so does that story composition change ever unless I cast another story, or I'm just
It'll stay until you cast a new story.
okay? Cool. Cool.
Right now, we're only showing the stories that grant the tragedy theme, but there's 4 other stories that grant both the comedy theme and the mystery theme, which will change your. Yeah, so you can see the other ones to the right. Those grant that different themes that have different bonuses. So mystery will give you, I think, increased mana regen, and the comedy theme gives you increased healing. But depending on the combo of these 3, it'll allow you to cast a specific saga ability, which is kind of like your ultimate ability as a bard.
Ooh, okay, all right. So let me put up a 3rd tragedy. So now I have 3 tragedies, which
Now
has activated my saga.
Yeah, so right now we just got one of these done so far, but the 3 tragedy one is called the Apocalypse. And so this is kind of, all of these are kind of just, very powerful ultimate abilities you can do that have a big effect to the battlefield.
Okay, so Apocalypse conjures a scene at your location that depicts this fabled event. Enemies in front of you will be hit for 150% fire damage, burning and afflicted with shaken. A lingering zone of flames will be left behind, dealing 30% fire damage each second, and lasts for 8 seconds. That's significant.
Yeah, so since this has such a long charge up time and cooldown because of that, we're giving it a pretty powerful effect as like, a big battlefield.
Okay, let me light this forest on fire.
Oh yeah, make sure Trad's gonna be hurt.
Kids, don't do this at home. And, what is that phrase that they use for forest fires? I can't remember.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Only you can prevent forest
yes,
fires.
only you can prevent. Oh my god! Oh, that looks so awesome. Oh, that is so cool. So it consumed my tragedies.
That's correct, yeah. So you'll have to spend the next, minute or 2 to get them back up for your next saga.
Oh, wow. That looks great, Siva. Holy smokes.
It
That turned
tickles.
out awesome.
That is unbelievable. I'm sorry, I want to see it from the front now.
huge area.
Yeah, that is so great. So I mean that takes a lot of setup though, because as you said, the cooldown on these on these
Stories are 30 seconds. Yeah,
stories are 30
So it takes
seconds.
a bit.
So at least 90 seconds.
Yeah,
for you to-
exactly. And they're all. It's also pretty mana intensive as well. That's about it. So if you're spamming this on cooldown, you'll go in pretty quick. Yeah. So you already went in.
So good. So good. And I saw I saw an earlier iteration that I think Siva's still working on, where it actually burns down like a castle. It's like a pop-up book.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we were going for. It's like a story pop-up book where there's like a whole scene that kind of plays out. But yeah, still iterating on that. But I think it's off to a great start.
That's pretty cool. All right. Is there anything else we should take a look at, skill tree wise, before we get this party started?
I think we're doing pretty good. There's some other passive things with the songs, but I think we covered things mostly. There's just some other passive bonuses to different abilities. Oh yeah, we can go into Resonant Weapon really quick. That's kind of like the Bard's weapon combo proc.
Okay.
We want to do really quick.
Yeah.
So this ability, it's passive. You get pretty early on, and it'll give your weapon combo a different proc effect based on which of your current melodies are active. So with Cheerful Melody active, for example, it'll give a little automatic heal to a nearby ally on your weapon combo finishers.
Well, that's cool. Okay, so the Bard gets these passive kind of secondary benefits as they're using their weapon attacks.
Yeah, like we're doing with a lot of different classes too. A lot of our classes have this kind of concept of weaving back and forth with the weapon combo and your abilities, and making that rewarding back and forth gameplay there. This is kind of the Bard's version of that interaction.
All right, let me find this Mycelia.
Oh yeah, so there's different procs with that one based on if you have, I think, menacing music or cathartic music have an offensive proc. Yeah, so he got wounded from that weapon combo finisher with cathartic. Reduces the healing he receives.
I love the spellbook.
Yeah, it looks so cool. Spellbook's also an AoE. It's a ranged AoE weapon. If you guys wanted to talk about that a little bit, Brian.
Yeah, I guess they're talking about the spellbook. We're ready for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so this is actually the second iteration of the spellbook, or third if you count the APOC book. It started in the hand, and you were flinging stuff out, and you were holding it in the hand, and it was a lot smaller than this, but we decided we wanted to go in a different direction with it being self-animating and much larger, so this is what we came up with. It's part of the slow weapon group alongside the greatsword, so it's focused on slow, chunky attacks that deal a good amount of damage per hit. It's also, like Bucky mentioned, the first weapon with a splitting projectile. So it's going to be the first ranged weapon that has a little bit of AoE capability baked in. So the first target will get hit for a good amount of damage, and then it'll split for minor damage to other nearby targets if there are any nearby. More notably than that, though, it's the first self-animating weapon. So it's not attached like normal to a character's socket. Well, it is technically, but that's not really for the normal purposes of how you attach a weapon to a character. And it's animating by itself instead of based directly off what the character's doing. That's a challenge that Matt was able to figure out and make look super awesome.
Oh, this does look great. I love the large kind of tome look to it, right? Obviously, as you said, in the past we had that that one-handed kind of book look, and that's relatively standard, right? That's a safe route to go when it comes to animating a weapon that's a book, essentially. But this kind of heavier looking tome that's, floating kind of in front of you, I think that's super unique, and it's a great look to it.
Yeah, I definitely love that you pushed us to do a little bit more with it, take it a little bit further, because what we came up with is definitely something that's unique and super awesome.
For sure.
We wanted the book to be the star of the weapon combo more than the player, so you'll notice that all the very flashy animations and particle effects will be around the book itself and attached to the book itself instead of playing off of the character that has the book. There's still some supporting animations and visual effects on the caster, but it's very minor compared to what's playing on the book. And some other stuff that we'll get into whenever the skill tree is in a more showable state is through the skill tree you'll have access to elemental status effects, mana recovery effects, passive stat effects, and combo damage increasing effects. That's actually all active in how he's spec'd out now. It's just the front end's a little bit messed up, so we can't show it.
That's super cool. That looks awesome. Okay, well, I think we might be ready to delve into the story side of this, perhaps. And Bucky, I would love for you, since you are the Bard Master Extraordinaire, to swap seats with me. I am literally seated behind Bucky, and I'm going to walk in front of this desk and sit down on the mage. And Bucky, I'm going to hand over the reins of the Bard to your very capable hands. So give us one moment, and while we do that, perhaps we could talk a little bit about the types of NPCs we're going to see here. And I know we saw some undead. Doug, talk to me a little bit about what's the story behind this stuff.
Yeah, so we saw a skeleton, and we're going to see more skeletons here. I think this is the first time we're showing them off. And with the skeleton being such a common, fantasy undead NPC that we're going to see throughout the game, we decided to make sure to give them sort of a variety of different buffs and sort of effects that they can spawn in with. So some skeletons will have an effect, the Spirit of the Undying on them, and if you see this indicated by sort of red glowing eyes and a buff icon, you know that they're going to resurrect with some health when they die, so you have to kind of keep that in mind. Some of them will spawn with shields in their hands, some of them without shields in their hands. We're going to see a few that are here that are actually risen farmers, so they're actually going to have farm tools, and then we might see some other variants later on, some reapers, which are more powerful skeletons with scythes and wearing robes, and they have a totally different set of abilities available to them. So
very cool. That is going to be a lot of fun. And Bucky, you were talking to me a little bit about kind of the story behind Darigal. Obviously, this is an ancient and old land. So prior to the apocalypse, talk to me a little bit about what Darigal Estates was all about and why we have these dead farmers.
Yeah, so, I'm not on the lore team, but this is the lore that's been granted to me, the download. But gist of the story is that the Darigal family used to live here way back before, they left for Vera, or they left Vera. And they were kind of a rich family that, had a big farm here and a bunch of houses. But after the return to Vera, we came back. Humans kind of initially populated the area and started farming again, but then more recently, goblins are now in the area and started doing necromancy and raising all the farm hands, and it's causing a lot of evilness in general. I'm actually going to go grab the quest really quick. I think this guy right here, Rondo, has a quest for us.
Rondo. Okay, Rondo. I like his name. Rondo Horner Sharp.
Yes. So here's his quest. Let's see. Called what? Yes, it's called Darigal Estates. Historically known as a source of pure essential water. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why the goblins moved in. Yeah, you gotta read the quest here. Yes. Okay. Yep, so it's been overrun with goblins, vermin everywhere, so he wants us to get in there and kill some goblins and quiet the lesser lords of Darigal that have been summoned because the goblins have been shaking up this land and performing evil.
Not even greater lords or lesser lords?
I guess so.
Oh no.
So the ultimate goal is to get the elemental water from Darigal's well. Cool. Okay, so I'll accept this quest. So, alright. So we gotta investigate the mill first.
Dude, Brian is already up here, like, training everything.
Send me a reinvite.
Oh, that's right. We didn't have Trad in the party. Brad, I'm sorry,
Right
buddy.
behind
You're
you.
busy murdering him
I know.
with a test.
Nobody's in danger yet. Yet being the key word.
Then we catch you up to the group, Tread.
I mean, these poor skeletons are just out here farming their life away. And we are interrupting their job. Oh wow, we just pulled
Collateral damage.
we just pulled a bunch of goblins. Alright.
Oh, nice marks. Trivial monsters. If only there was a greater challenge up ahead.
I know, right?
If only.
If only.
Oh my god, they have a star next to their name.
Oh, what are these stars?
So yeah, this was the first live stream I'll be showing off our elite system. As you would expect, the star rank means that they are stronger, more dangerous. There's going to be 1 stars out here, and there's going to be some 2 stars inside as well. So definitely take this encounter a bit more seriously than the enemies we might have found up until now.
Agreed. Brian, we should probably have you pulling what we need to pull.
We got a 2-star ripened mycelium here. Watch out for his knockback.
I'm gonna demoralize them with the tomato in the face. They hate that.
They might like the tomatoes, actually.
Oh, give him a buff, no!
Oh, that was so pleasant, actually. Your little harp.
Yes.
I love the lighting in here.
Yeah, they did a great job. Looks all like nice and weathered. All the overgrowth on the mill as well.
Yeah, no wonder these guys moved in here. This place is damp.
Makes sense.
Gonna pull some mobs down after this.
Are we going upstairs or what are?
Yeah, we're going upstairs.
I think the guy we're looking for is upstairs.
Gonna let Brian pull down carefully. Then I think we can go up and to the left.
Okay, we're making good work of this.
Alright, yeah, you can move up and to the left. We'll use this ledge, I'll pull here.
Yes.
Very well.
Well,
Hang
safe
up.
haven.
Yes.
Who's
Yeah,
marking?
Oh, I think the party leader has to. Bucky.
Okay. Oh. No, you guys can
I
mark.
got it.
Oh,
Got the
nice.
hotkey.
I got an axe. Axe, dude.
I'll switch from my bars a little bit. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Not too bad. Good thing we got a cleric here. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like with that one.
Me neither.
The bard definitely makes my job easier.
Oh, there he is.
What is this?
The Everlasting Sower. So this is one of the lords of Daragal. Ancient lords come to repopulate his land.
Come to re.
Yes. Well,
Repopulate.
he's come to re at what the goblins have done to his land.
Reap what the goblins have
Oh,
sown,
Cole,
if you will.
thank you, man.
Very nice.
Thank you for
Well
the
done.
follow on YouTube, man. I appreciate that.
Oh no!
Did we like piss off all his
Nice.
friends? 'Cause now
Yes, we
they're all-
did.
He did. He's also
He
gonna
came back to
resurrect.
life. Oh no, I was trying to loot him. He just jumped back up.
Oh, how'd he come back to life?
Yeah, so the,
I
uh,
did do
the,
that.
the skeletons have a chance to have the effect that they will resurrect if they're killed. So you can notice it ahead of time via the buff icon or via the red glowing eyes. And actually, these Reapers can also steal the resurrection effect from nearby other simpler skeletons. And they did that because you guys pulled those other skeletons, so this Reaper's going to come back again. You might want to kill off his friends first. He's just going to get another
no.
resurrect from them.
Alright, so don't focus the sower.
Tori and Bucky are getting low on oom.
The sun guy has a
Which is my
resurrect
mana
as well.
song.
Kill this sun guy.
Killing the sun.
Killing sun.
Doing good, we're recovered.
All right, I think we managed it in time before the Reaper could steal the buff.
Excellent.
I'm back on the sun again.
Let me see if I can loot him. Ah, yes. I got the Seeds of Prosperity.
Yeah, so when you're encountering a Reaper with multiple other skeletons, it's good to make sure that you kill each of the skeletons with the resurrection effect, at least one. So the Reaper can't steal that buff.
Okay, let's get out of here.
So you got
Yeah,
the seeds.
This way I think's good, Brian.
Okay.
Out the side exit. This will
Sounds
lead
good.
us to the next objective. I'm just gonna sit and drink for a second.
Yeah, let's get some mana back.
I think this is a safe spot to recover.
Take a breather.
Where'd you guys go?
Oh no!
Lost Steve.
We went out a little door.
Yeah, there you go.
I was looting. Sorry.
That's important. Ah,
So beautiful.
Okay. it's very nice. This PLA looks awesome.
So we've
I'm
got
ready.
the seed.
Now we have to investigate the warehouse. That's next on the quest.
That's east, right?
Yeah.
You
it's
can
that
kind
big
of see it
building
out
over
there in the distance, yeah.
I guess like southeast, yeah. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Huzzah!
Alright, here we go.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I won't run ahead. Got some goblins over here. And disarm them. Oh, we got a
Shaman's
kidnapper
up.
back here. I'm gonna try and sleep him. Oh, he got broken out.
Yeah, careful, this guy's a 3-star. I mean, a 2-star, excuse me.
Where's the 3-star?
Sorry, 2-star.
Oh, 2-star. Kidnapper.
My god, what a monster.
If you hear him laugh, you should run away.
Oh, I heard him laugh. Oh my god.
Run! Ah! Can I interrupt him? Ah!
You can
Mesmerized.
indeed. Nice miss.
We did it.
Man, I could really trip you guys up just by doing that laugh whenever I want, since that's my voice.
Wait, was it really?
Wow, that's
That was so good. That was on the
that's
spot too.
Whole reason
No
that
doubt in my
I'm an
mind.
audio guy. Be able to do
yeah.
that.
That was awesome.
So good.
Oh, this is a cool building. What's in here?
This is the warehouse.
More mobs.
Some goblins. Maybe,
Oh,
careful,
oh,
you don't go in there
no!
yet. Oh no, Steven!
I had no idea. There's a lot.
There was an ambush!
We're gonna need marks. We need marks on which ones. Who's marking?
I'm too busy dancing.
We need marks. Okay, I got a mark.
it's alright. Stay calm.
I'm on the
Target at a
sun.
time.
I'm on the sun.
Don't stand in the green,
Standing in it just a little bit.
or I will not heal you.
Oh,
Just shot him.
gotta go.
Yeah, they can buff their allies.
so can I. Haha.
Is this Battle of the Bards?
Yes, I'm the best bard though.
Oh, I got a dog on me.
You guys got this. Let me just move my bars around some more. Yes. Looks better.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we need to fight into there all the way up to the second floor though.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's keep this train moving.
Shot, this guy has a resurrection.
That Risen Bone Guard keeps getting shield.
It's powerful.
Yeah, need to do some burst damage to him to break his shield or
stun
let
him.
him get into melee range.
Nice. Oh no. Steven's getting borked.
I got another dog, another bork.
Child, these guys are gonna resurrect soon.
Noted.
Okay, last bone guard. Very nice.
Should we all head up?
Well done.
Yeah, coming up.
Oh, there's there he is.
Who is it?
Revenant Reaper.
Thanks, Daddy.
He is our next. He has assault of the land.
Where is he?
Quest. That's it.
Kill the shamans first.
Here we go. Oh yes, glorious.
There's another shaman back here.
Yeah, kill this guy.
Oh, I see him. Okay, I got him.
We
I
got
got him.
Warlord Silvertooth from downstairs.
Oh no.
And you pulled the shaman from the window.
Oh no.
We can do this. We can do this.
We got it.
I'll dance at you guys. Oh, he's doing his move.
Run away, run away.
Oh, Brian.
Oh.
I'm out of mana. I'm out of mana.
Switch to the mana song. Sorry,
Oh, I'm
Melody.
really
I'll
low
just
on
roll
mana.
up. Oh, Tread!
Oh no.
I'll sing you a serenade. Oh, more goblins from below. Not too bad though.
We need a target.
God.
I'm so low on mana right now.
Alright, switching back to the music. Oh, the Reaper's gonna res here. Getting hit by too
Oh, I'm
many.
down.
Tank is down.
Alright, no, and I fell through the ground.
Oh
Yep,
no,
sure.
no, 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 no. Okay.
no,
Wait,
no, no.
no, 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 no.
There's the Reaper.
Now, now, now.
Oh, he's powerful.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to get. Did we get Brian back up?
Oh no, the Reaper's back too.
Somebody, can we get a stealth res on Brian?
No such thing as a stealth res.
Can we just get a res on Brian?
Maybe we should
Keep training.
fall back.
No, keep training them while we get the res. While we get the res, we need a res.
I can't stop to res. Are you kidding me?
What? Yeah, stop to res. Try to res
I got
him.
Neil, who's still.
Oh god!
Everything is on.
I'm jumping. I'm sorry.
Okay, jump off, jump off, jump off, jump off. We'll reset. We'll reset. Brian, we'll come and get you.
Oh god. There's nowhere is safe.
I'm kind of hiding behind. Oh, nope. Okay. Here we go. We're over here. Let's
doing good.
let's pick up Brian as soon as we can.
Should I run back? What do you think?
No, hold on. Wait for us. Let's see if we can get you.
Oh wow.
Just take
That's
it easy.
damage.
But you guys could probably clear through.
I've got the Revenant Reapers very low.
All right, if we kill this guy,
Try to kill the Revenant Reaper. Yeah, try to kill him.
okay. Okay, we killed him.
Okay.
I got the salt of the land.
All right. We're gonna get Brian back
cut.
up. Hold on.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Just stay around this tree. Just stay around this tree. Focus fire.
Getting rid of this shaman.
Okay, next up, Risen Bone Guard. Okay, we're close.
I'm the tank, I guess.
There you go, Bard
What's up,
tank.
Brian? They're pissed at the bard.
There we go.
Woo! All right.
All right, let's get our mana back, and then we'll go pick up Brian.
Good plan.
That was chaotic.
That was chaotic, but you know what? All we lost was the tank, and the tank is dispendable.
That's why they're always the first to go.
Oh, I got an upgrade off
right.
that.
That's why we always get the fattest loot. It's okay.
That's right.
It's part of the deal.
Exactly.
I got some blue leather bracers off that shaman. Equip those.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
I
Okay.
have 3 minutes till release, by the way.
Okay, stand by. So, my opinion, let's mantle up. Let's mantle up over here.
Yes, parkour.
Parkour.
Parkour's the
Here
answer.
we go. I think we can mantle up right here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, wait.
I like this new mantle, by the way. I just want to call that out.
Oh yeah. Woo. Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Did you jump in the side, lower floor?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, we're upstairs. Oh, there's a lot of. Oh boy, Steven, don't.
It's okay. No. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna mantle.
You have to really spam it, Tread.
There we go. I made it up.
spamming,
I
dude.
made it up.
Okay.
Oh my god, the mobs made it up with me.
Yeah, for that shaman. There's a couple of creep. Oh, there's stuff roaming in.
Alright, I'm killing the one on me.
We just need to get the.
Oh, there's a bunch
Oh
of
my god.
Oh.
I'm coming over to you guys. I'm coming over to you guys.
Okay.
Let's AoE them down.
Oh, that's huge.
Okay.
Alright, I think I can get a res. Working on it.
Just go for it.
Bucky heal
You
while
got
I'm
it.
doing this.
You got it.
Oh, yeah, I'll
You got
heal.
it.
I'm healing.
It's happening.
We just, steal. Yes! He's up!
We got him.
Recovery.
Look at that. We did it.
We were so ingenious.
If I had
Perseverant.
if I had a nickel for every time I've done that in an MMO, I'd have like
Couple dollars.
several dollars.
All right. Well, we got the salt of the land from the Reaper. So now we just need to go to the manor next.
Right?
All right, let's do it.
That's
Let's
out
go.
there in the
Jumping
big
off.
salt.
The manor.
Heck yeah.
That kind of sounds a little foreboding.
Yes. That's where the
You got some
glorious
friends. You
lords
made
are
some
from.
friends, Brian. Hold on.
Wow, that stupid little mushroom child.
My least favorite kind of child.
A mushroom child.
Make sure you
child.
dodge when they die.
My second least.
Try you rebound loot from F to G. Just it's really messing with me.
Gross.
That's the one that's messing with you?
Oh, I can see the manor.
But you can definitely see the difference in the population in terms of rank, like from the interior spaces to the exterior spaces.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love these gates. What happened here? What story does this place tell?
It's a great question, you know, for players to find out.
That's
They venture
right.
through here themselves.
Ooh, look at this manor. How
We're
cool.
going back towards an interior, so should expect more fierce resistance.
Yes.
There's a bone
Must
guard.
behave accordingly. That second Risen Bone Guard has the Spirit of the Undying, so prepare for a res.
Oh, I see that. This enemy will resurrect when defeated.
Yeah, it's you can see his glowing red eyes as well. That's another indicator.
Nice. Oh, he's back.
Pulled some more from inside. And then work on getting us on the right-hand side here.
Oh, whoa.
Jump to these Decided Seekers.
There's a sighted seeker on me.
Oh, I'll get him. I'm gonna go interrupt him. Ha! Oh, and Steven instantly broke it.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
like-
Here,
I had,
I'll
like,
put him to
something
sleep. I'll
on
put him
me.
to sleep. I'll put him to sleep.
I would kill them quickly.
Oh,
they're,
no.
they're,
Move,
they're pretty
Trent.
squishy.
Move,
and
Trent.
dangerous.
Oh, the Gambit saved him.
Did you save him with Gambit?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, look out for the green cloud.
Even my...
It's making people-
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, he was channeling me with something.
Alright, nice.
Yeah, let's-
Do we have time for a little break here?
Yeah, let's break in the
After this
courtyard.
guy.
Let's break in the,
Resting the MP is a good idea.
let's break in the courtyard and just kind of take in the view.
It's quite nice.
Yes, I'd say inside here the cultists are a priority target because they're not elites, but they do a decent amount of damage and they don't have too much health.
Look at how beautiful this is in here.
Yeah, it looks super cool. I love the stained glass windows up there.
I'm digging those windows too. They look good. I know Chance did a great job with this. It's looking good.
These
All right,
corpses.
I think we're ready.
Guess we're going through here to the left.
You
Up
wanna
the
go that
stairs?
way? Okay.
Yeah, I think this way's good.
Kind of soften up the room a little bit by pulling out what I can.
Nice.
This place is nasty. I think this guy's gonna res, but just bring him in if he does.
He is indeed.
We going in?
Yeah, come in.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh, my little discordant notes started bouncing. Oh yeah, the poison's still here. Careful.
I'm gonna sleep this guy, the Undying Servant over here. He's asleep.
He's the one doing the poison
Nice.
over here as well.
Okay, I got this guy over here. I'm on the axe target.
One sec, singing to myself, a beautiful serenade. I feel loved.
Sometimes you gotta pep yourself up.
You gotta pep
A little
yourself
self-love
up.
goes a long way.
Alright,
Welcome
we're
to the
doing
stream,
it.
Biggie.
Alright.
next guy's up here, the tiller. Wait,
Let's deal with the smaller enemies first.
yeah, this is good. Clear this room out.
Oh, there's a lot in here.
I'm gonna do the saga.
A seeker.
Oh my
Ooh,
god!
Yeah.
Yes.
Well played.
That was
Very well,
nice.
Oh, lots from the back.
Ooh, I have aggro.
I'm getting low mana now, though. Put a little ball of lightning down there.
I'm doing some mana regen for you.
Perfect.
Ryan, I will do the gambit.
Oh,
Nice.
every time I'm casting a heal, he's like damp.
Keep casting, dude, he's low.
I am.
I'll dance for you.
Dance for me.
Yes.
Dance for me, clown.
Alright, can we rest now?
Yes.
First we gotta loot, then we can rest.
Ah, super based.
I love the lighting. This looks great. Beautiful.
So much character in it.
I know. Oh, let me sit down here. Oh, well, that's not. Sit down over here.
Look out for the tiller.
Even
It's right around the corner.
Oh, the timeless tiller, there he is.
Oh,
We need his
shoot.
watchful eye.
He's a
It's the
two-star.
last piece before we can summon the Taskmaster.
The Taskmaster. That sounds foreboding.
Also watch behind, I think mobs spawn in there.
I'm ready when you guys are.
I'm ready when you. We should.
I'm gonna pull him into this room.
I just walked right into that. You just sliced my neck.
Yeah, watch out. That scythe isn't for decoration.
I will humiliate him now. Oh wait. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's right here.
Oh no.
Just hiding in the cabinet.
Oh, he doesn't have the res buff.
Yep. He's not guaranteed to have one.
Okay, cool.
And luckily we cleared out all the other skeletons, so he didn't have a chance to steal from them.
Nice.
Pro gamers detected.
Clean kill.
Pro gamer alert.
Even corner tank. Look at that.
Nice. Oh wait. Oh, he blew up. This is final. Oh, I got the watch fly. Okay. Now we just need to go to the well. Oh, you got a lot of damage on me.
Oh, Bucky.
Let me just take health from Brian.
Run away.
Thanks, Brian.
You were being life drained. You could break that by breaking distance or line of sight.
Yeah, that was happening to me at the entrance.
You guys broke him through death.
Broke it with a chain pull.
Nice. I had to gambit your health to me. Hope you didn't mind.
I gotta say, Brian, for a wee little dude, you're doing a good job tanking there.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mighty in stature, mighty in spirit.
That's right.
It's concentrated.
I mean, me, lagging dwarf, this is home territory. Nice and comfy.
Skeletons.
Even has a nice dwarf roll. It's glorious.
Take out the Sundying Servant.
Oh, what do we got down here?
A lot of pain.
If you get life drained, stun him or get away.
So that's the servant doing that?
Yeah, that's that. It's on you right now, Bucky. Just get away from him.
Oh no, Brian's getting hurt.
Oh God. I had to run into some
another pull.
Well, listen, you told me to run away, I ran.
Oh, guys, this might be TPW. This might be TPW. We should move out. We should run.
Run!
I can't even see where to run.
Good luck. Yeah, the front.
Okay. As soon as we get out here, let's. Oh no! There's a kidnapper. There's a kidnapper. I'm gonna sleep him. I'm gonna try to sleep.
The kidnapper didn't aggro us.
Keep running down the driveway here.
Oh.
We should run that shred.
Oh! I'll run with you guys. Stand by.
Ooh, Bard Speed Showcase.
Yes. We were showcasing it there for a moment. Let's go.
It's going so well.
Speed boost was perfect, though.
No, actually...
I'm to try to kill this Risen Bone Guard. I'm all out of mana, though.
They're on the other side of the POI. What's the play here, guys? Should we just run through?
Yeah.
Let's try to go through.
Well, if you guys want to meet us at the well,
we should. Can we res Tori?
Well, we're running over to you guys. We're just gonna try and run through to meet you guys.
Okay. We have Tori.
Hard speed. Come on, Trent.
Yeah, we should be able to res Tori.
Oh my god. If I die, I'm gonna die next to Tori, so it's easier for you.
Okay.
3 or 4 corpses up in one spot for convenience.
I don't have any pots though. Oh my god, look at this thing. Look at that thing. That goblin should be in the Olympics.
We're almost there. Oh, you guys are...
I have 30 hit points. No,
We're out by the...
Where are you?
Just outside the entrance to the left.
There he is.
Found him.
Oh my god.
Gambit him.
Oh yes! Yes! Thank you!
I got everything else killed.
Oh, good work.
Oh, that was so close.
You're running around at like 30 for a good 2 minutes there?
Dude, that was crazy. Let me get some mana back.
Is Tori dead nearby?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm right by the
There we go.
light post.
Well, we got what we needed out of the manor at least. We have to just go to the well now.
Yeah, that manor's no joke.
Yeah, it's... Doug told me to run from that one skeleton. I'm like, alright, I just ran into the next room. There's 5 cultists and they're like, hello.
Yeah, you could have just stepped out of the door right next to you. The line of sight him.
Listen, bro, I panicked, right? It was scary.
Alright. Finally got some mana. Alright, where are we off to next?
We just have to go to the well and cast all the sacred skeleton items we got to summon the Taskmaster.
The Taskmaster.
Let's go.
Where is the well?
It's just straight north of here, pretty much. You can just cut through these lands. Oh,
A little swim.
This is refreshing. Yeah, I like that.
You should
quite nice.
you should jump a little more, Brian.
I should.
Oh, that's a nice jump right there. Look at him go.
Who knew that the Dunir were so acrobatic? Oh, I pulled a flower.
Evil flower from the swamp.
What are these flowers doing here?
Got a shaman.
I'm on the bone
Also
chopper.
draining your mana if you let them live long enough.
I love that. That harp.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
that
my
sounds really
favorite one.
Oh, we got a res. Bone chopper.
Get him.
Yeah, I had a blast making all those different harp melodies for the different songs. I think they came out really cool. Convey the emotion that they need to.
I think there's a very long patrol around here, so we'd have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, the big goblins come through here.
There's a shaman to the right who's going to patrol all the way over here, I think.
I can just grab him.
That flare off in the distance that Brian's heading towards.
Is this the well?
get him.
This is the well.
This is a huge well.
Yes. Wonder what lies beneath.
Get the shaman.
Get the shaman first and then get the flares Brian's pulling.
Oh, dog. Get off me. Oh no.
Alright, we got a kidnapper. I think he's gonna
Run away.
spin.
No! Ryan, run!
He's good.
Oh.
We did it!
Alright. Ready to summon
Wait, what are we summoning?
the Taskmaster of the land.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like the 4th time you said Taskmaster.
Timeless Taskmaster.
So just to be clear, we're summoning the Taskmaster.
Yep.
The master
Okay.
of
Let me
tasks.
see here.
He's a master of tasks.
It says a tarnished plaque at the base of the statue reads, "Eternal praise to our Lord Taskmaster, keeper of Daragal's essential water." Or well.
Essentially.
I'm
Are you guys ready? I'm summoning him.
What should we expect?
A 3-star.
Ooh.
And an outhouser.
Oh my God.
He's roaming in.
There he is! There's a bunch of them!
take him out.
We need targets!
Kill any of the skeletons with the buff. Yeah, probably just kill the ads first, then kill the boss.
Okay.
We do have an outhouser coming in from the side
Yeah.
too.
I'll put him to sleep. Where is he?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
You can follow up with the mage sleep, Steven.
Okay. Following with the mage sleep.
Oh, he's already out.
Oh, and I'm sleeping him
Just
in
don't
3,
hit him,
2,
don't hit him.
1. He slept.
Yeah, don't hit him.
We got
Hey,
this
what's
out,
up, Tor?
He's only asleep for 2 more seconds.
He's back again.
No.
I'm gonna slow him.
Use the bouncing thing.
You're gonna have to kill him.
I don't know who that could have been.
Somebody, yeah.
Yeah. Which
Rain
bard
of
did that?
Bone. He's using Rain of Bone. Oh, don't get hit by those bones.
Stay on the Taskmaster, I think.
If we kite him out, I can try and sleep him again.
It's not gonna last long enough. He's getting too much resistance, I think. You're gonna have to kill him. Run away, run away!
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Brad.
Whose idea was it to pull a 2-star and a 3-star?
The Taskmaster's gonna res.
All of ours.
I think we should just kill the
outhouser
player first. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm menacing him. Oh, Brian, that's big damage.
Fortify up for a second.
This guy's beefy.
I'm getting low on mana. Bucky's getting low on mana.
I'll switch to the mana.
Who's not getting low on mana is
Whoa,
Dread.
kiting.
Alright,
Nice. Got him.
Bonebinder's
I got
dead.
him. Alright, he's gonna res here.
After he goes down the first time, he's gonna try and steal some souls to get his resurrection buff back. So
No,
keep an eye on
never.
that.
Be ready to interrupt that.
I'm gonna mesmerize him with my dance.
I'm gonna give
There he is.
Bucky
He's
my
back.
fourth weapon.
Alright, ready. Ready?
Task is not complete.
There it is.
He's doing it.
Trying a soul extraction on Brian.
Ha, I interrupted him.
Nice interruption.
Well done.
You saved me.
I bedazzled him with my bedazzling dance. I'll make it out.
I interrupted his ice storm.
Oh, yes!
Nice.
Or bone
Get
storm.
trashed! Oh, I'm gonna finish with the saga. Yes! Oh, yes.
Nice.
Burn.
So clean. Oh, ooh. 2, 7.
Yeah. Maybe melee cleric don't stand in front of the boss.
Oh, wait, he's blowing up. Ooh, I fell for that last time. There we go.
Nice.
I have gotten it. The essential water of the Darigal well.
You did it.
Yes. Let me complete the quest here. Ah, yes. Rondo will be pleased. Oh, whoops. Great. Got some glint, some XP.
Very nice.
Quest complete.
We did it.
Yay.
Yay. We actually succeeded. Well, that was actually fun. That was crazy. I mean, the bard. Wow. You can really feel the difference in the party comp with that bard present.
Yes, I do my best.
Very nicely done. Well,
You're coming to the show.
absolutely. Guys, well done. Thank you for walking us through this, Bucky. Bucky, you've done an amazing job with the bard. Everybody who participated in creating this, bringing it to life. Siva, amazing job with the visual effects. I know you're not here right now, but Tori, Brian, Trad, Doug, everybody, congratulations. This was a lot of fun. I know I speak for the community when I say it is looking good, it's playing good, it's feeling good. I know there's a lot of people very excited to get into Alpha 2 and test with us. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. And obviously, we do these developer updates to get your guys' feedback, and of course, as you know, everything is a work in progress towards Alpha 2, but tell us your thoughts. What did you like that you saw today about the bard? What are some of the things that you would want to see done differently? Obviously, you don't really know how you're going to enjoy the bard until you play it in Alpha 2, but what you saw today, give us your thoughts. Do it on social media, do it on our forums, do it in Discord. This is why we do these updates, so that you can participate in providing feedback to us. Guys, once again, thank you for joining me, and very, very fun. Really enjoyed this. All right, we'll see you all back on stream.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks. It was fun.
Yeah.
And we are back. We'll play the video a little bit in the background so you have something to watch, but we do want to touch on a couple things as well as answer some questions that were kind of asked in the community in various spaces. So I'll toss it to you, Stephen, to first talk about those topics that you
Yeah,
wanted to preemptively.
absolutely. So, judging obviously by you guys' commentary as I'm watching with my old man glasses chat, loved the perspective
Stop
from the
saying you're old
bard.
man. We're like the
Oh
same
man,
age, so.
I don't know about that. I'm like, but anyways, seeing a lot of people are liking the direction of the bard gameplay in the class. 3 points want to comment on very quickly. With regards to lighting is actively, literally being updated and worked on right now. That work probably will not be in a good representative state until I would say the end of August, roughly. But you're getting a preview of what that looks like now with regards to the daytime light, with regards to interior lighting, with regards to eye adaptation, exposure settings. Like all of those things can kind of play nice or not nice with visual effects as well. So some of those exposure settings inside of the inside of buildings, inside of darker areas, are going to feel a little too bright until we dial that in. That's just tuning, right? That's tuning that we do with the lighting guys. We have a fantastic lighting team. We have fantastic visual effects artists.
Oh yeah, the stained glass is really cool. I saw some people noting
Oh
that.
yeah,
It looks,
it was
it's
super
cool
good.
way to bring
Absolutely.
in light.
Second point, with regards to sound effects. There were a few things I think that were happening in this video recording. One was that the different perspectives had a different scaler setting on in-game sound effects. But second thing is that the audio team is still working on sound layering and attenuation. So those are going to get refined better over the course of the next month as well. And you will see some significant improvements there. Obviously, we don't want that intensity of sound even in battle. It is something that they're very well aware of and is being addressed. The third thing with regards to the book, I know there's a lot of questions about, well, is the bard a book class? The book is just one of many weapons. Any class can use any weapons, right? There's still some outstanding animation and animation work that needs to be done with the book, such as having it immediately disappear when you're in an idle state versus having it kind of either get equipped to the back or get equipped to a hip slot or something. That's something that's still being done. So those are just the three big things that I saw. Margaret, I know you were taking some notes and
Yeah,
have some
well,
questions.
the wonderful community team and social folks have been adding stuff, so thank you to them. But the other thing that people wanted to ask questions about that were not related to the bard stuff was the animations, like creatures in the background animating at
Oh
like low
yeah,
FPS. That's I don't know if you
absolutely.
want to touch
So
on that.
sure, absolutely, yeah. So essentially, one of the ways that we address kind of client-side performance, right, when you're rendering all these things on your PC, one of the ways that we kind of help with that is we have a significance manager that essentially will throttle NPC animations depending on how many NPCs are on screen, depending on where those NPCs are in proximity to your client. And right now, we need to tune that manager a little bit more. So there's some bugs still with that manager that that essentially we need to tune. So that's why you saw some of the NPCs, some of the goblins and whatnot, animating at kind of a weird looking
Yeah.
speed. That's a result of that manager.
Okay. Yeah, and a lot of people like the book and some people don't. You can choose which weapon you have. You don't have to have a book if you don't want to. I saw some people talking about that quite a bit. So the first question here is, if there are multiple bards in a party, do all their buffs stack with each other?
Buffs of the same type do not stack, but you could have multiple bards in the party that are keeping up multiple different buffs essentially, right? So if you have two of the songs going at once, you're not going to stack the same buff.
Okay. And then do heals crit for
Heals
bards?
do crit. Yes, heals crit for any class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are all of these bard abilities purely AoE based, or do they require being in a group?
All of the buffs that are conferred are group buffs. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you must be partied up. Can bards use melodies while mounted? And basically from that, they're also wondering, do bards buffs such as speed applied to players when they're mounted?
That is not something we've implemented yet. It is something that we have discussed, having some abilities being capable of being used while mounted. As it stands currently, the player character cannot utilize abilities while on a mount, but it's something we'll be looking to add potentially in the future.
And then the next one here is, if players have other movement speed increases, will those stack with the bard's buffs / pep?
Yeah, as long as it's not the same buff name, the intent is for those buffs to stack.
Yeah, so you can't have two bard.
There might be, right.
Ones on you.
There might be diminishing returns on certain waterfall stats that are getting affected by buffs, right? So, for example, if you have a set bonus that's conferring a casting speed bonus for your casting speed waterfall stat, and then you have a buff applied and you have some other effects that are applied, all of those things combined as you reach a certain diminishing return threshold, you may start to get those buffs deprecated.
Muted myself. Next one here is, if you are outside of the range of the initial melody cast and then move in, do you receive the melody effects?
Yes, so the melody is a channeled effect. So as you move out or back in, you'll become subject to the effect again. And remember, you can use the melodies and it'll just keep going on in the background and other abilities while the melody is active.
And then, do the instruments do anything, or are they purely cosmetic? People are asking.
The instruments are, at this moment in time, cosmetic, but we have plans for instruments in the future.
And can they take out their instrument so they're holding it for? Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of plans for instruments to be incorporated in the future, including custom song authoring for players to utilize, to have skills within, and then for you to be able to use those also in a role play fashion. There's a lot of ideas there.
Okay. And then, can players use macros to help bards weave melodies? I think macros have come up before in the past in regards to many classes, but for archetypes.
Yeah, that's a good question. We need to be careful about macros, right? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say, I don't remember how I answered this in the past.
We'll touch base with you more on macros in the future.
Exactly. Good call.
There's a balance of it, right? We want to make sure that people are not botting or we're not promoting that type of behavior, because we want people to be actively playing the game.
Generally, I am opposed to macros, just to give my personal stance on it. I don't think that we should be building classes around the idea that people need to use macros in order to effectively leverage their skill with a particular class. So in that regard, and given the likelihood of macros really to lead down a path that's not desired from a gameplay perspective, my disposition is no to macros, and that's likely going to be the stance
You're a cute blink guy
for gameplay in general. So I would say no, we are not going to be friendly to macro usage. Macros should not be required to play our classes, right? This is a skill ceiling issue that we want players to be able to play the class themselves, right, without needing to have a macro in order to play.
And then the next thing here is in regards to the humiliate status effect. They saw it on the stream and they're wondering what it does. And I don't know if you want to touch base on that. I know that's something that we may not have as an Alpha 2 feature in the future. So it's fear, humiliate.
Which one was this again? This is humiliate as a SAS condition?
Yeah.
Humiliate, did we show what humiliate did? I thought we might have hovered over that. Let me ping Bucky and I'll have him let me know what humiliate does. I know, because they're constantly tuning
other
that.
Than the humiliator.
Oh, that's right. It was 30. I think it was 30% reduction against targets that are not the source of the humiliate for damage.
And we could be here all day if we answer all the questions. So we're going to kind of move on from here from this point. But we do want you to know that we have a Bard archetype preview feedback thread. We've pinned it a couple times, and it might be pinned right now, actually, again, for you if you're here watching us live on Twitch. We really appreciate you guys coming and watching us live on Twitch. Yeah, toss your feedback over there if you have thoughts. I'm sure I saw lots of thoughts in the chat, so if you have them, be sure to send them our way. We love compiling those and sending them to the development team. They look through everything. A lot of the times we're on the same page as you guys and the things that we are wanting to improve and change. So it's a good touch point for us to ensure that we're on the same page as what the community is looking for as well. With that, we will switch over to our studio update to talk a little bit about what's been going on the studio front. You want to kick us off on that front, Stephen?
Yeah, absolutely. A few things. I mean, one, obviously, as we move towards Alpha 2, things are getting very hectic here, but hectic in a good way because, we are getting some wins, significant wins, especially as I talked a little bit about at the beginning of the stream with regards to last week and the live player testing that we did for our Alpha 1 testers. That was a very big win for the studio. In addition, we are continuing to hire. We still have jobs that are posted and open. I know that there has been some announcements recently. I think it was at, was it Bungie? I think it was Bungie.
They announced today that they just had layoffs.
Yeah, and obviously it continues to be pretty hectic and turmoil.
They're not the only company though.
Right, I was going to say pretty hectic and turmoil industry right now. Intrepid intends to be a bastion of light in these dark times. So you guys in the community have done an awesome job in helping to spread the word for the company and the project. Continue to do so because people are in need of this help, and we have a awesome place and an awesome project for them to come and participate and join us. We've hired a lot of applicants.
For those of you who are waiting on responses from us, we have a wonderful recruiter, but he's doing as fast as he can. He's going through everything. And of course, all of us who are hiring managers, we're powering through reviewing the resumes and stuff like that. So we're trying to get through them as quickly as we can. And then, of course, there's, times where we have to basically interview quite a few people before we make our final decision who we're moving forward. And for those of you who have seen scams, there's been quite a few of those that have gone around as well. I just want to touch base on that. Yes. We've pinned a post about that already on our LinkedIn as well. We continue to remind people, but you will never ever get an offer from us unless you have had an interview with Steven. Steven is your final boss mob to get in through the gate to Intrepid Studios. So if you do not have an interview with him, you are not going to get a cover letter from us or an offer from us. And it'll be very clear.
Careful. Be very careful out there, guys. I mean, anybody who's watching this, who talks to anybody, there are some unfortunately
sketchy.
The reality is dark and full of terror, and there's a lot of people out there who try to take advantage of
interviews with people.
I know it's
crazy. We've had people interview with some random person who's like not at our company and get like scammed that way.
Send them fake offer letters to try to collect their personal information. You guys need to be super cautious about that. Like Margaret said, no one will ever get an offer letter unless they have directly spoken with me live. So be very, very careful about that and make sure to communicate that message.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that. But we are trucking towards Alpha 2. Obviously we already said that we're going to be showcasing kind of a roadmap as well as I guess I can just bring that up on screen here too, so that you guys can, if you missed it before, because we did have a bunch of people. Thank you for the raid. We appreciate you guys joining in. But we will be doing an Alpha 2 roadmap AMA with Steven. So we'll be covering all of that stuff for that, as well as people have been asking about, Alpha 2 access and how they can get access. That'll be included in that. So yes. I know we didn't touch on that earlier in the stream, but we will be
announcing.
Yeah.
We will be announcing on August 16th when and how and why and where and what the new Alpha 2 key access will look like. So if you guys I know we've gotten a lot of questions about that. I was seeing it through chat, obviously. Tune in on August 16th or wait for the content creator coverage of that. Afterwards, we will have information then.
Yeah, it'll be another meaty stream. So definitely come tune in with us on August 16th. We'll try to answer as many questions and ensure that you walk away not confused. And of course, we'll also have an article if you want to consume that in like a more direct path that is like just the highlights as well. Anything else on the studio front you want to make sure we share, Steven?
I don't
I know we could be here all day if we go over what everyone's working on. The whole
yeah,
team's
no
working
way.
hard. All right, we have a little small art update. So we're showing off. Obviously, you saw the amazing Rose Thorn outfit that Manny worked on. In
So
game,
good.
so good.
Looks so great.
I think there's a concept art here too, where you can kind of see like where he started with it and where it ended, which is, looks phenomenal. Look at that violin.
Oh, look at that violin. Looks so good.
So that's where the concept started, but it looks pretty spot on. And the turntable.
Yeah, and I mean, as you guys can see, right? We've always talked about this in the past. You guys see these armor sets coming online. These are all achievable in-game armor sets. Compared to cosmetics that we have sold in the past, this is the level of parity that exists between what's achievable in game and what's purchasable.
Yeah, there will be plenty of cool things that you can get. I know that was
will-
definitely a concern. Was they're like, oh, the cosmetics look so cool. I'm like,
Yes.
no, the in-game stuff is gonna look pretty cool too.
Just because we have cosmetics that are for sale or will have cosmetics that are for sale does not mean that you will look like a cardboard box if you do not buy one.
And reminder that the way that our cosmetics work is you still have to have the base armor that has a cosmetic slot that you put it on. So you still have to
Yes.
earn the armor in game in order to use the cosmetic. So we are very much trying to not have the pay to win available, but keep us to it, you guys. We're trying our best. And then we also have some images of inns. So this is a Kalar inn that they're working on, and a lot of you guys have been asking about player housing, especially as it pertains to Alpha 2, and there will be instance housing through inns. So they're starting
inns are looking good.
Yeah.
And remember, these inns, they, as Margaret said, these are essentially introductory instanced housing, right? This is the cheapest, lowest level of housing that you can acquire. Grants you some benefits with regards to like furnitures that you can place and utilize that give mechanical bonuses, as well as some storage, the citizenship side of it, obviously. These are spaces. I mean, this looks great. They did a great job with this in game. I think I would love to live at an inn like this.
Yeah. And then the last one here is, this is more, we're creating some marketing assets that you're going to see for Alpha 2, but we're going to give a little teaser here. I think Steven has also shared a teaser of the Bard one as well, but we have a bunch of stuff going up on our website that will be launching with Alpha 2 as well. But this is one of the pieces. This is one of the creatures that is going to play a big role, similar to Tumok. This is a firebrand who is a pretty badass dragon who you may be seeing soon.
You might be seeing him soon. He is a firebrand indeed.
Also, I think he has another form too, doesn't he?
Yes, that is a boss that's in Alpha 2. Entrance of Alpha 2. He's gonna be a doozy.
Yeah. So giving you a little sneak peek of some of the marketing work and this is what Sam has been working on, doing an amazing job with a lot of really cool concept pieces that we're going to be working towards.
Drake Hero said, I soloed that guy. You're not going to solo this guy, Drake Hero.
You will need a raid for this guy. There's no solo.
He will eat you. He will eat you alive.
And we'll move on to our forum Q&A. And of course, while I'm doing that,
hey Jose, how you doing? Thanks for coming to the stream.
Background. Something went weird with it, so I'm going to fix that. And we will continue. So whilst I'm doing that, the first question here is from Ace1234, and they're wondering about skill ceiling. How important will knowledge and deduction be in the game, and will you avoid tedious data gathering methods? For example, will players need to observe enemy mechanics to progress instead of grinding to learn skill effects?
So the question is, how important will data gathering be?
How important will knowledge and deduction be in the game, and will you avoid tedious data gathering methods?
Oh, I see. Knowledge and deduction should be pretty important, both from an encounter design perspective with regards to like enemy NPC behaviors, but also certain puzzles and quest lines. The intent there is to create an interactive, style of gameplay that requires problem solving, deduction, across the board, especially as it relates to like certain crafting results. I mean, that's something that's riddled across, general design playing field for a lot of our systems. We don't want it to be tedious, right? If it's something that you're doing that doesn't feel fun, right? Then from a relevance standpoint, it's not what we want to incorporate in the gameplay loop. But yeah, there's a lot of different systems that I think leverage the art of deduction and gathering and more information, rather than just smashing your face into the keyboard repeatedly.
Of course. And then we have a question from Neurotoxin who wants to know about Bard utility. Will Bards have the opportunity to specialize into tasks like caravan or ship buffing, like pacifying enemy aggro range, speed up summoner rituals, improving gathering interactions nearby, and other like specific combat and non-combat skills or tasks?
I mean, utility overall is something that is spread across all different archetypes, right? So the idea isn't that any one particular archetype is going to excel far beyond its ability to utilize these more utility-oriented skills. Each archetype should have a healthy, semblance of those utility kind of skills that address different types of hazards, threats, again, puzzle-related type of gameplay. And the Bard has its own use case there. Now, to be fair, in the archetype designs, utility skills are a little bit light in the archetype designs. It's something that we will be incorporating more of as we flesh out the kits a little bit further in like Alpha 2.1 release and 2.2 releases.
And speaking of, fleshing out the kits a little bit more, Alejandria would like to know about Bard as a secondary archetype. Can you give us an idea of how the Bard will augment the other archetypes when creating secondary classes?
Yeah, I mean, to answer that question, when thinking about how augments work, they represent kind of the core function of the archetype that you're then getting augment schools for, right? So like, what are the core purposes of the Bard, right? These are regenerative effects. These are buff effect types. When you think about then the active skill that you might apply those augments to, you are likely going to be adding certain effects types that relate then to those Bard primary effects. So if you're, a tank and right now, you have an ability to cast Aegis that kind of absorbs damage from nearby party members, now you might be conferring a certain buff to those party members as a result of that, or inspiration, or you might be applying some type of regenerative healing effect or mana restoration as a result, that's available. So we haven't fully fleshed out what those augments are going to look like on a per archetype basis. Our focus for Alpha 2 has been establishing the core archetypes, the active ability archetypes. And then when we get into having the rogue and summoner added into the base archetypes, that's when we're going to start focusing on augmentation and the secondary class choices.
Exciting. And then Lamas wants to know about big Bard gameplay. So we showed off party gameplay, and now they were curious about how will Bards have unique mechanics that will allow them to significantly influence like large scale battles? If so, can you give an example of that?
I think the sagas are probably where those larger scale effects live, right? We saw one of those examples with Armageddon Saga. That was the large fire breath. That was kind of a damage or AoE focus. But there's a lot of intentions behind additional saga effects. I think there's 3 more that are planned that are just pending kind of visual effects updates, which we can probably showcase as part of like social media stuff going forward over the next couple of months. I know Bucky already has those designs in place for the Bard, but they're,
cool.
like I said, yeah, but
yeah, Bucky sent it to us.
Yeah, those are probably where you get the larger effect types. And to answer that question shortly, yes, we do have some plans for that.
Raid fun. And then Storyteller AOC wants to know about Bard utility. Will bards or rogues have the ability to mask their appearance, such as disguise or some kind of illusion spell?
Yeah, right now we don't have plans for that yet. And I don't know if we will by the time of launch. I know we've talked a little bit about um, stuff like that in the past, like with nameplates potentially. But right now I'm not sure that's going to make it in scope.
Okay. And then folks are wondering, this is from Phillips, and I think I've seen a few other people ask about this too. Will bards have like long lasting or even customizable applicable or buffs applicable to other players by performing, let's say, like they want to perform in a tavern and give buffs to folks that way, or outside of combat? Something that, like, they can kind of get paid to like give buffs and be able to kind of leave people with long-term buffs, or is it going to be more
Right.
like you want to have them actively with you?
For Alpha 2, we don't have plans for that. Right now it's strictly, linked to your party alignment. But I know in the past we have talked about having those types of buffs available. But I'm not sure when that's going to get developed. Probably it's going to be a post level 25 development, which would
These
be
people
later
want
in
a
Alpha
Bard
2.
simulator,
So there is
LOL.
still plans to do that, yes.
Exactly, right?
All right. And then
Yes, they do.
um
They do.
Gladys was wondering if
Well, some
you
of them
could
probably
touch
play Star
base
Wars
on
Galaxies. I kind of understand. But
what the
yes, you're
4
right.
schools of augmentation for the bard archetype are.
Well, we know that 2 of them are regeneration and buffs. The other 2, as I said, when we get into augmentation development, there's a number of different thoughts around augments for each of the archetypes that design has yet to kind of settle on. So I would wait for updates on that as we get into augmentation development.
All right. And then Journey wants to know about Bard Siege Summon. Does the team have a Bard Siege Summon or something similar in mind when it comes to like sieges?
No, we don't have a siege summon intended for Bard. For Summoner, that's a different story. But for Bard, there's not a siege summon intended.
And then I think this is
However,
more
just to be
go ahead.
clear, by the way, like on that front, the sagas that we talked about, visually, the intent there is to have kind of a pop-up book story look to them. So even though it's not a summon per se, it is something that on the battlefield will be a pretty visible hallmark of massive bard ability, right? Like when you see that pop-up book looking, for what you saw here with the dragon breathing the fire, the original of that, actually, which actually I could probably send that to you, Margaret, if you want to kind of show it. Let me do that real quick. But the original for that you guys can kind of see the direction on, is to have this to tell the tale of that saga, right? That was kind of the thought process behind these sagas, is that there is some rooted story within the history of Vera that you are seeing when this ability gets cast. And for example, the Dragon Breath ability is telling the story of an ancient castle that was laid siege against by essentially by a dragon. So what was included in those visual effects was, here we go, was essentially this pop-up looking book of a castle, and then the dragon is kind of breathing down fire on the castle. Now we took that out because it wasn't ready yet per se, so we just kind of kept the dragon breath in. But I will find the original one, and we can probably move on to the next question while I look for it, and we come back to it, Margaret. But
yeah, for sure.
I'm just looking for
so grilled cheese mojito, which is an interesting combination, wants to know about Bard line of sight. So are Bard's abilities generally affected by the Bard's line of sight to the party, or difference in elevation, or can, if they're just within the vicinity, they're going to get that buff?
Oh, here we go. Thank goodness Siva sent it to me. He is Johnny on the spot. Okay, so the question was, for those AoE types of effects, are they obstructed by line of sight?
Yeah.
And I don't believe they are, right? So
Oh.
this is not a single targeted ability, so it doesn't require
If
line
you
of
can
sight, I
hear the
believe.
bard playing, you can.
Pretty much,
Gotcha.
yeah. If you're like behind a wall and the bard is still within vicinity of you, you are able to get that buff.
Okay. And then I think that these are all answered already in the stream, so I will move to one of these ones.
All right,
Ludulu.
I'm forwarding this over to you, by the way. I just sent it to you.
I have not seen something come in yet. Once it does, I shall grab it.
My bad. You should have it now.
I do have it now. Shall grab
Okay, so
it.
while Margaret's pulling this up, just to give you some context again, we pulled this out because there's still some work that Siva is doing, and Siva is one of our glorious visual effects artists. He did a majority, I believe, if not all, of the ability effects for the bard. And again, these are these are not complete yet, right? So there's still work to be done on a lot of these abilities. But to give you kind of an idea of the direction of these sagas, they tell that pop-up story. And for this castle that you're going to see, this is kind of like a stub in, but we're gonna rotate some of those a little bit and kind of disjoint the parts of the castle a little bit more to again make it feel like a pop-up book story on the battlefield.
Okay, I have it now up.
All right.
It's kind of like a little castle and the dragon.
Yes. And right now that castle was very 2D, but we're going to be adjusting that a bit. And again,
Sorry,
these are
that audio is loud.
a
Apologies.
no worries. This is a major ability, right? So we're trying to get into that kind of class fantasy of the bard not just being delegated to musical ability, but rather to tell a story.
Cool. And we'll grab one more question here. This is from Ludulu, and they want to know about castle sieges. What will happen to the siege attacker side if the castle owning guild has 250 members and one of the attacking guilds successfully casts the seal to move ownership to the castle to themselves? That was a mouthful.
What will happen to the defending guild?
What will happen to the siege attacker side if the castle owning guild and one of the attacking guilds successfully cast the seal to move ownership to the castle to themselves?
The castle event will end and the sealing guild will now become the owners.
That was an easy one. There you go.
I think
we made
that
it.
answered that question.
We made it to the end of the stream. So thank you all so much for joining us. We super appreciate you sticking around with us. We know it's a long one. We adore all the raids, and for all the new folks who have joined us, we hope that you will come in and tune in and follow our journey. We are developing Ashes of Creation. It is a new MMORPG. We're working our butts off. And obviously, like we said before, we're headed towards Alpha 2. That's kind of our big thing, that our next big milestone for us. And with that is, we're going to be doing an Alpha 2 roadmap showcase, and as well as an AMA. And Stephen will be covering all your questions that you could possibly have about Alpha 2, hopefully answering everything. Our goal will be to kind of go over what, what's going to happen, the length of all of that stuff, the details of what you can expect at the beginning of Alpha 2, and kind of the cadence of updates that will be coming throughout the time frame of Alpha 2, as well as how to get access for those of you who don't already have access, and so on and so forth. So hopefully we'll answer all the things.
I'm just reading these comments. Somebody said, damn, Stephen on his picture for the August 16th announcement had only black hairs. Now I have gray hairs.
We cleaned them in.
That's so good.
Of course, we are always looking for feedback. So if you have thoughts, I see a lot of comments in there regarding what you saw today. You can head on over to our forums.ashesofcreation.com and toss your feedback our way. We'll be reporting that and consolidating that for the team as well.
By the way, just real quick, we are going to be taking down the YouTube video shortly after the stream. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
And the reason for that is because we're gonna fix the audio there a little bit. We're gonna switch over to my point of view track, which I think was not exhibiting the same issues that Bucky's point of view track was. So we'll rehost that later in the day once that gets re-rendered out and is available.
We'll be doing the same with the big dev update too. We'll put that video in there, so it's like all of it will have the new video. So apologies if those of you who are audiophiles are like, what's going on with the audio in here? We'll get that resolved. And of course, we do want to say a huge thank you to Bucky, Tori, Doug, Brian, and Trad for joining us and helping showcase the Bard, as well, of course, you, Stephen, for your time. And for all of you, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
By the way, I do want to give one real quick shout out.
Oh yeah, it's Loreforge, right? That's
Loreforge sent in this really cool chest that you see back there. And I gotta say, just a quick shout out, the quality. I know I did this in my AMA last time, but Loreforged, huge props to you. We on the team watch your videos. We love your videos. They might not be spot on, obviously, to the lore, but of course you're looking at it through a keyhole right now, given the game isn't released yet. But you guys do a phenomenal job. We love watching your videos, and thank you very much for that chest. It's super cool.
Yeah, very cool. We really appreciate it. I think we spotlighted your the thing that you burned down there, like the little board,
Yes.
on one of our Fan Fridays as well. So you probably saw that at the beginning. We will be uploading the full video as well, or we'll be uploading the 4K video with the new version of that, as well as the full development update video probably tomorrow. Bear with us. We'll kind of play it by ear depending on when YouTube uploads things for us. But of course, they will be available for you. And reminder that if you comment on our full development update video, and you are a public subscriber, so you have to make sure that your subscription is public, your comment could be spotlighted in our next update. Remember to follow us in all the places. We're Ashes of Creation. Super easy to find us. We post all the time. We try to keep you guys up to date on what's going on. So even if you don't watch these full videos, you'll get a good snippet of kind of what's been going on and what we're up to, and maybe some little sneak peeks here and there, or some Alpha 2 codes might just show up randomly on our socials. So you might want to just be keeping a little eye on that stuff as we head towards Alpha 2. But we will see you all on August 16th. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we shall see you then, as well as on our next development update.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, that is it. That is the Ashes of Creation July development update. I would like to go over some things that I saw, and thank you for liking the stream on TikTok. I really appreciate that. I needed that. So there's some things I would like to cover. So you will know and everybody will know, I will be in Alpha 2. I did invest into the game earlier this year, so and if I'm not mistaken, we will be able to stream that. This is an open development game, and they would allow us to stream it so everyone can see. We could just Google Alpha 1 on YouTube, and if there's footage up there, then I'm pretty sure they'll be doing Alpha 1 as well. I did think that they do a good job with bringing in the community into their development cycle. I like the fact that they hold an Alpha 1, not secret, um, play sessions, but the fact that they have the community actively coming in and helping them develop the game. I just really think that is awesome. I also think that they allowing the team to see the roadmap for Alpha 2 on August 16th. Mark that on your calendars. I think that's very important. That's going to be a showcase. I just checked my calendar. I will be at work that day, so what I will most likely do is just do a, reaction video based on what they say that day. So I won't be able to do that live, but any of these they do on Wednesdays, I will be able to, uh, um, you know, stream these for you guys, especially for you that at work today. I know Cole said he was at work on YouTube, so I was able to help him out by being live today. I did like how they talked about how the servers work, the pivoting of it. When the server becomes non-populated, it was take that group of people and put into a populated server. So I don't know. It must be single shard, I guess, and not multiple servers. So whichever way that they're gonna go with that, I think that's incredible. The way the whole server system works. If a server shuts down for whatever reason, um, they will, you know, take that whole server that's down and make a new one. So yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine, too. But this is my game, so well, all the games you play, you won't have time for this. Um, but I will say I will have time to do some extensive um, alpha testing in this game because I looked at the game list of games coming out for the rest of the year, and there's not much coming out. So there's not much else I will be buying. Um, so I will definitely be playing a lot of this game. So this is actually a good time for me. Um, they did mention that Alpha 2 will be in October, which is good. Um, that works for me. So if you want to get an Alpha 2, if you take a look at the gaming schedule, if you a normal gamer that buys a couple of games a year, you will see for the rest of the year there's not much else coming out, and we still don't know what's going to happen with Assassin's Creed. I hope they continue to bring that game out as planned with all the little controversy that's going on with that. I hope they continue to bring that game out. Um, I never played a bard class in any MMO before or any game at all. So this would be my first time ever playing one. And based on what they just showed, I would definitely play a bard class. I'm more of a summoner type of player, and they confirmed that there will be a summoner class in the game. So I would definitely be playing that. But you would mainly see me play summoner and bard. I like the fact that the bard does a lot of support. I do like the book. Again, I'm not a snob. I'm not a bard snob. So what I would like to see them do as he's casting spells, he turned the page in the book. And I'm obviously going to check out all the other weapons as well because I know bards usually use a harp. So I'll be checking that out. But this will be the first time I've ever played a bard class in any MMO. So I'm very excited about that. So that's going to be kind of cool. Um, I love, and I'm a manager myself in real life, and I love how Steven is allowing his development team to actually make the game. And you could tell that some of the content that he saw today was some of the first time he's seen some of that, unless he's a good actor. Um, so by him playing these things and just you basically checking to see what they've been working on, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that changes in the game throughout the course of the time that they're developing it. But for him to allow his team to make this game, I think it's going to go a long way because you have some people that are very passionate about some of these classes. So the bar, developer seems very passionate about bars, and I am praying that the summoner developer is very passionate about that one. So I love the fact that Steven is doing that. So good job to you, Steven. Um, I do like the group combat. It looks better than it did when I originally saw it. But they were like level 15 in this video, and I thought that the mobs were a little bit too beefy for level 15s. I hope it definitely changes if you're playing solo. If you could play solo, that's another question that I have that I'll be finding out in alpha. But I'm mainly a multiplayer group player anyway. But sometimes if there's nobody on, I would like to be able to play the game by myself. So, but I thought the mobs, it took them, it was a little bit beefy, for to be level 15 mobs. I actually thought that. So, you know, those are my thoughts. I do, and I'm glad he mentioned about the animation. I thought a lot of the creatures that were in the game, a lot of the mobs, the animation in them were not that great. I know it's alpha, right now, but I would love to see them work on all the things that help. No, that help MMOs succeed. I wish the game had better animation and some things right now, and I want them to focus on the quality of life things that really makes an MMO jump out of the gate and sustain its community. And we all know this. It has to be in game. They have to have a really good fleshed out in game in this game for players that get toward the end. So, they got player housing, which is great. I saw that. The player housing looked good. They got raids. They talked about that. So those are two things that I know that are, time consuming activities in the game that I'm glad they got their hand on it right now. But I hope it's really good content. Um, my question to them is, I wonder what digital platform are they going to use to develop the game? I mean, to launch the game. I hope they use their own storefront. I would like to see them use the Ubisoft model if they can. Game starts out hot and heavy, and a couple of years down the line, if they see their player count drop a little bit, release it on Steam at that point. It can do nothing but help them. But I would not like to see the game launch initially on Steam. Um, and the last thing I'd like to touch on is I like the fact that Alpha 2 will have a boss in it. So I will be working my ass off to get geared up and doing some things to make sure that you guys can see the Alpha 2 boss. So I'm very, very happy about that. So those are my takes of the development video today. Again, I will be doing these as they come on. It matches very well with my in real life schedule being on Wednesdays. So more to come on that. And thank you all for coming in today. YouTube, you guys really showed out. I mean, it was about 8 people in the stream. I really appreciate that. TikTok, you know how you guys are. You guys always do great. YouTube, on Twitch, we got up to I think like 5 viewers today. But it was nice to see the YouTube community really come out today and watch this video. So I will continue to do these. So that is all I have for today as far as this goes. I will be live streaming a few games today in about an hour. I will be doing X Defiant to start off the day, to see the new PvP update. Obviously, Halo is going to be a big part of my day with the new um, Battle Pass that dropped, and we hopefully we'll do some Division 2 today. I'm leaning toward that because I love the Golden Bullet event, and we'll do that as well. So those are the 3 games I'm thinking about today. And if you're around, and the end of the day, I would like to play some Monster Hunter. So either Rise or Generation. It all depends. If my group is on, my crew, we'll be doing some Rise. And then if they're not, maybe I'll just try to push myself to see how far I can get the Village Quest done and where I'm currently at right now in the game. So that's it. I see you guys at about 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to take me a little nap, eat me some food and shower and all that great stuff. And I'll see you guys later. See you soon. Take care and bye bye. Thank you for joining.